Ta. Is it going? It's supposedly going. It tells me that it's going. Click that link and try to go there. Es turēšu atvērtu šitien te. Also, es ielīdīšu voice chat. Tā, tur man... Viņš ir gaisā, viss notiek, ja? Cool. What did I do to Discord? I feel really nice that we actually don't have viewers right now. If we would have viewers right now, I would be panicking.
Does that
Echo?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're listening on your thing. Oh, I know what that is then. No, I know. Let us just click. No. Click. It should be fine now. It should be much better because I had set up just default mic and audio capture. Well, we're still pretty new at this stuff. Sorry about that. Now I have to, but it is showing up, right? We haven't missed anything. Okay then. Tell me when someone actually joins so that we can start talking about Intervision. There are people already?
There is one person.
It's you, dude.
No, it's not.
It's not you.
It is Dr. Bob Productions.
Hello, Dr. Bob Productions. We're gonna start extremely soon. It's just that again, quite new to this. Well, I must open up and see my own chat window, which I managed to lose because I'm stupid. Sometimes. Lag. Hello. Hey. Hello, Eesti poisid. Nice to see you here. I just have to figure out how to pop out the chat. Pop out chat. Here we go. And click that window so that it doesn't hurt my brain. I'll try to put this somewhere here so that I can actually see the chat. And on, I can't do dark mode. No. Dark mode is please dark mode. Okay, no dark mode for us.
No.
I will. In that case, Rob is responsible for the chat because otherwise it'll just blow up my brain. So, this is the newest patch of. Oh yeah, I'm using my GoPro as a camera, which is better than when I used it with Alex. We published that episode earlier today about Понятие. A lot of work to do because I have things to cover about Roman Aljohin. There is, of course, yet another invasion of Estonian airspace, which happened today as I was trying to actually relax a bit. I have to check what Vatnik channels say about that. And then we have something a bit more lighthearted because Rob actually prepared the cheat sheet for me about the Intervision, which is something that a bit scares me. And there's going to be the new patch of Silksong in the background because I slowly, otherwise we'll just go more or less insane. Okay, Discord also seems to look pretty nice. Yeah, apparently people on Discord seem to actually like this whole idea. Well, yeah, I wanted to do. I want to put this one out here first. I really wanted to do this Понятие thing properly, which is why I was enthusiastic when I wrote that article in Foreign Policy magazine. I had covered this previously in some parts, a bit more vague, because I tried to do it in a single episode on my podcast in audio form. But the problem is that you really need those visuals for this one, and I felt like I never really did it true justice and couldn't really explain how important it was. And as I was doing a bit more research on the topic, I was looking at that, and I found this channel that I mentioned in the entry in my episode. And if that channel ever pops up, I'm definitely going to contact them. I'm going to have them on my show because they only produce stuff in Russian and then they just disappeared. Haven't been on for 3 years. And they did a lot of good work with video. I really hope to work with them someday when things actually happen and are a bit better. But yeah, and this is, we cut through many of their assembled little visual aspects, rewrote the text because you can't get any transcripts or anything, and tried to make it all work because the biggest job that this Всё о тюрьме guy has done is that he has actually gone through Russian TV and captured those images and put them together in a somewhat sensical way. Well, I don't want to use just him as a source, obviously, but he's at least thematically assembled them together already, which I simply wouldn't be able to do right now. And now, so I try to contact him. That is no response or nothing. Pretty horrible. But yeah, as soon as he appears, if ever he notices me, hey, I'll be glad to collab and we'll figure something out. It's just that this is something that I want more and more people to know about. So I hope that these new series they also serve better for my brain because then, one, I can make something that I don't know could interest people of the younger generation because my podcast audience is mostly my age and above. And Rob seemed interested, at least someone.
I find it curious.
Oh yeah, well that's the point. And the point is to get people curious so that they start listening to more other stuff, and also it will be a nice little playlist of all this. We have a lot of material. It really depends on how deep I want to go in every subject because there is enough for everything, and it's definitely gonna be something that we'll be putting on YouTube. Hopefully once a week. I really hope to put once a week those things on there. Hopefully, but okay, let's be optimistic and let's be more realistic here. Let's say 3 per month. Okay, 3 per month is fine. That's good. Of course, that's in addition to everything else. It's just that I want to do something useful that's not just directly war related. Okay, and if Rob sees any of your comments in the chat,
You have one.
I have one.
From Subtle Knife, you drilled the red-black question in very well. I can now answer flawlessly.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Also, weirdly enough, is to evidence this sudden life. When I spoke about black prisons, this just goes in here. The image with black prisoners from a totally unrelated prison that wasn't me. That was unintentional. That was on that guy's video when he explained this, and I scrolled over this and everything was fine, but that was just crazy. But yeah, and now I'm gonna be trying to do this as a bit of a way to clean my brain out, and we're gonna have like Rob. If someone posts something on the chat, please let me know because otherwise I feel sort of weird.
Will do.
I need your feedback here. But yeah, I will now have a sip of my beer. We have a bit of intervision history. Oh wow, there's a lot of notes. Rob, you've really been following this.
Slightly.
Why are you following all this mess? Oh, and also we have a huge access to Soviet era newspapers, which I haven't yet studied and documented well. This one's Struggle from 12th of May 1957. Cost 20 kopecks. And this is straight up communist stuff. This contains a call for the United States Congress and the Parliament of Great Britain about nuclear weapons, some sort of decisions, something about nuclear war. Oh, always funny. Oh, and actually 0 ads, only like against the imperialistic coup in Jordan. Yeah, we have a bunch of those too, but that's gonna be later. Okay, Rob, do you have anything that you want to throw in here?
At the beginning? No, not really, no.
No, please do.
I provided you with the material.
Rob, just let's start with this fact. Why are we talking about Intervision, which I have not seen ever and I haven't researched ever? And Intervision stuff was your idea.
Yes.
So please, no. This one you have to come in a bit closer. Also say hi.
Yes, hello.
Well, the Intervision thing is because yesterday they had the 2020 final because originally this is a Soviet counterpart to the Eurovision Song Festival, because obviously the Soviet Union wasn't allowed to participate in the Eurovision Song Festival and didn't really want to. But yes, Russia has truly gone full circle and has revived an old Soviet counter propaganda tool. And it's, as everything with Russia's news, it is absolutely insane in some ways.
Well, okay then. Sounds like a fun night. Meanwhile, this is better than Yurievich for sure. Also, we saw some more Yurievich today. And I found some videos from my old era where I was working in Luda Zeme, in the newspaper. That was pretty rough. Okay, first secrets here, I know them. Okay, Intervision then. What do I have from you about this magical thing? Intervision history. This was apparently created in 1965. What?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, apparently it mustn't be very popular because, well, I haven't really heard anyone talking about this. You know, Eastern Bloc equivalent. In total, 8 editions of the contest were organized. 4 editions between 1965 and 1968, all hosted by Czechoslovakia. Well, Makesnert on our Discord probably has videos on this. Inaugural. This is late. I have forgotten our language. Inaugural in Prague. Language skills low. In 66 and 67 editions in Bratislava, and 68th edition in Karlovy Vary. Karlovy Vary, by the way, is a really beautiful city. I've been there once. Really enjoyed that place. No Intervision Song Contest was held from 1969 to 1976. Okay. So they just stopped doing this for some reason. And then the latter 4 editions were all hosted by Poland in the city of Sopot. Rob.
Yes.
Excuse me, but what is Sopot?
Sopot.
Because like that is not neither Krakow nor Warsaw, nor Gdańsk. Like, why? What is that? What is Sopot? Sorry, Polish listeners. Just that's one little thing that I haven't really heard.
Imagine a spa town on the Baltic coast.
Okay.
Akin to Yurmo.
Okay.
Or Sochi.
No, not Sochi, please. Sochi is a bad comparison.
It comes up later.
It comes up. Why am I not feeling good about this? Okay, so they did this in this Sopot. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And after 1980, they did no more of them. Well, probably because of the lack of funds. In 2008, an unrelated 5 stars, Intervision was hosted by Russia in Sochi. After which talk of reviving the contest started. 2008, that's like during the presidency of Medvedev. Talking about Medvedev, Rob?
Yes.
We can't talk about Medvedev and all of this. Bring a bit of Shmakovka for soul and mind.
Alright.
Oh boy.
You have 2 questions, by the way.
I have 2 questions?
You
Okay.
have 2 questions.
Cool. Let me check. Dr. Colombo, I have no idea. I'm not sure. I already tried to make like this thing somewhat viral. All I know about from mukbangs is there was this weird person that a lot of YouTube drama was about, and I watched those channels because, yeah, my secret tech is I watch channels about, you know, content creators gone crazy so that I wouldn't make the same mistakes. And Subtle Knife, no, that's a question for you, Rob, not for me. It's on a scale from 1 to 10. How cringe is that? I have not seen it. Just
Very.
I was.
11, perhaps.
I will.
Also, the Shmakovka will be put in a freezer to make it more.
Okay, yeah, we need a bit for this. The question is that you know, on the scale of cringe, it's not like 1 to 10. It's Dmitry Medvedev or Vladimir Zhirinovsky. And this is probably Dmitry Medvedev because he was involved in this. But okay, let's see what else you've got here for me. Oh, we have another one. No, I won't do mukbang. This is not a mukbang channel. We are not doing anything that is. Look, we'll be trying to pull off making some good content here instead of doing super. Like, well, we have to get teenagers somehow, but I doubt it's gonna be mukbang. Okay, we might do it on April the 1st. Or Jan, every Latvian does mukbang unintentionally. Okay, but further on. Oh man, okay. This is written by Rob. I'm reading this and like trying to understand what's going on and maybe understanding why haven't I heard of this properly before. Okay, so on February the 3rd, 2025. Yes, you didn't have to write now, President Putin.
Well,
okay, you're writing. Okay, fine. He's way more pedantic than I am. By the way, Evita went to sleep, and that improves the whole situation here. So we are legally allowed to stream, and I'm legally allowed to play video games. Yay! Okay, Putin signed a decree formalizing the revival of the competition. Okay, cool. Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Chernyshenko was appointed as chair of the events organizing committee. He did probably exactly nothing, most likely. It's one of those cushy jobs where he just, can get paid. Well, domestic policy chief Sergei Kiriyenko. Hello, Hans Oskar. Wait. You gotta be shitting me. Sergei Kiriyenko was installed as chair of the supervisory board.
yes.
Let me just open the Wikipedia page on this so that I can understand. I can explain who this guy is. Oh no! Look. He has a page on the Russian presidential website. Thanks for VPN. I will now try something different. Whoop. Here we go. All of my tabs. Kiriyenko Sergei, first deputy chief of staff of the Presidential Executive Office. This is biography. Born in 1962 in Abkhazia, graduated from Gorky Institute of Water Transport. Then National Academy of Economy, mandatory military service. He was a foreman for a bit. Deputy secretary of the old Union Leninist Young Communist League Committee. Then he was a deputy there. CEO of a bank at random in 1993. Totally not suspicious knowing what happened in the 90s. What else? President North Sea Oil Company. First deputy minister of fuel and energy of the Russian Federation. Ministry of Fuel and Energy. Prime Minister of the Russian Federation. Leader, Novaya Sila. All Russian social and political movement. Yeah, that was a failed sanctioned opposition. He then turned from being this communist leader to co-chair and leader of Union of Right Forces electoral bloc. Chair State Commission on Chemical Disarmament. Head Federal Agency for Atomic Energy. Man, this guy must be like a genius.
He can do everything.
Yeah, this is... nice little comment that Medvedev was 11, Zurich was 99. And people are just saying hello. Hello, y'all. Co-chair of Russian Union of Martial Arts. Executive Director, Coordinating Committee to support social, educational, cultural, and other initiatives under the Russian Orthodox Church. And he holds the 4th Dan in Aikido. Action, shooting, sport, hunting, and fishing. Now, the thing is, all these things are great, but Aikido, just so you know what Aikido is famous for? Steven Seagal practices Aikido. That's his thing. Yep. It's a good exercise, but it's because my little brother Charlie, he's obsessed with martial arts, and he told me that Aikido apparently is not very useful in practical situations. It's really good for health though, but you can do Tai Chi for that as well. But still, this guy. This guy does basically Russian propaganda version of Eurovision. Okay. How is this? Now you've got my... you had my attention, now you have my curiosity. Participating countries historically, at least once.
It's a great list.
What?
It's a great great list.
It's a great list.
Yes.
Sarah knife.
I
Sarah, I have something for you. Belgium, Finland, Romania. Hey, Romania this week. Bulgaria, Hungary, of course, Soviet Union, Canada, Morocco, Spain, Cuba, Netherlands. Bring me my Dutch hat, please. We obviously have a Netherlands-themed episode today. Switzerland, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Yugoslavia, East Germany, and Portugal. Oh, we have another comment here. While Rob is bringing me the hat, I'm gonna check this one out. Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see that you're discussing Zhirinovsky. I remember that when he died, I was in Ukraine. I think maybe like I was on the border between Moldova and Ukraine in a 17-hour train. And after that, it was kind of crazy because, oh boy, Zhirinovsky has been a massive hero of all of my previous podcasts for a long time. After all, he's the guy that threatens to nuke everyone. But like my favorite action of Zhirinovsky, however, was when he just went out on the Red Square and started throwing out coins, all like right over there, and just calling people halopi, literally calling them slaves and such, and just being utterly weird about everything. But I don't know, if I look at this today, like if I look at Zhirinovsky right now, it's come to think of it, like he really was right about a lot of things in a way. How shit everything over there is gonna happen. He was, weirdly enough, more coherent than Dmitry Medvedev, who has basically decided to just completely go off the rails. Oh, yeah, but the thing is, I have been studying all this stuff. I have a master's degree, and I've been doing this thing for way longer than average person cares. But this is the first time I even hear of Intervision. I thought the new wave, the young wave, Jaunais Vilnis in Latvian, Novaya Valna in Russian, I thought that was sort of their Eurovision analog. And like a Latvian band even won it once. A Latvian a cappella band, to be precise. They won at one point, so I was just thinking that that was this. I honestly, and even my father, who if you listen to my Crazy Gonzo episode, which made me not go insane because that was my purge of everything evil and bad in the modern media sphere, and I think my episodes have gotten better after that. Well, even my dad never really spoke to me about this whole, Intervision thing. So I am genuinely surprised.
I have bad news.
What?
The Netherlands hat is missing.
It should be somewhere out. Whatever.
Yes,
I shall wear Netherlands hat in spirit.
yes. You know what I brought you instead? I brought you this.
I wanted to wear this for special occasions, but okay. This is Rob's hat, by the way. We're just using it as a prop because I don't know. It's super funny that I have
Calling it
one.
my hat is giving a. Okay, you know what?
Well, I have an idea that if you donate me no wait, not me. If you donate to the Ukrainian charity where we collect for the car $5 every hour that I stream, I will remove the hat for the hour. Because I really don't care about the hat, really. So that's the thing. Okay, now sit at the chat here because I'm going through this and going insane. Intervision 2025. Okay, we're talking about this year's event now. Rob, you have to jump in at some point because you watched the event.
I didn't watch all of it. I watched bits of it. Even I couldn't stand to watch the full spectacle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man has watched Yurievich with me. Just so you knew that this is serious deal. Okay, intended goal: promoting traditional family values. Oh, we all know what those are at Eurovision. This is where I probably should find. Where was it? Let me show you the nice traditional values. I had this picture with the leaflets given out in Russia about how if you are beaten as a wife, then you should just not talk ever because that might cause damage to family relations and everything. But besides that, in contrast to Eurovision, for which Russia was excluded due to, well, obvious Ukraine, and subsequently also permanently suspended by the European Broadcast Union.
Yes.
Okay,
Which
so
bans them from participating in any EBU event,
okay, so what they did is they made their own Eurovision.
basically.
Okay, so is that Eurovision? Okay, it better have can I think we can swear on this. It's my stream, you know.
Yes.
Screw this. We can have blackjack and hookers there. It's gonna be great. Okay.
No, you can't because the Saudi Arabians participate, and so does the UAE.
Oh, dude. Okay, then we'll call them with blackjack and influencer parties.
No, that. Yes.
No, I know that's mean, but that's what we do here. Okay, so they had a cash prize, 30 million rubles. 30. That's well, thank you, Rob, for converting that. That's roughly 360K United States dollars. For 360,000? I don't know. Well, okay. What do you have to do there? Praise.
I should mention that.
Did someone?
Eurovision does not have a cash prize.
Well, look, throwing money at problems and without anything else is what Putin has been really good at least for a bit. So no surprises there.
Maybe.
Okay, so 360,000. Okay then. And they had a United States contestant. Okay, apparently this year. Rob, you haven't given notes. Which countries participated this year?
Oh, the list is extensive. There were 23 participants, but notable participants, I should say, because there were a couple, the usual suspects, Kyrgyzstan and so on. But the most interesting contestants being India, China,
Okay.
Saudi Arabia, the UAE, the United States, and yeah, those would be the notable.
What? No one representing Donetsk?
Sadly not. Sadly not.
It like
There were also countries like Madagascar, Serbia.
well, of course there would be Serbia.
Yeah.
That goes without saying.
Yeah. So a very eclectic mix
Okay.
of countries.
Okay. So like a weird mix of countries. I presume what unifies them is the desire to earn $360,000.
Maybe.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so okay, what else do we have here? United States contestant, electronic music artist Vasi or Vasi? Vazi.
Something like that, yeah.
Is that a nickname for Vaseline or something?
You tell me.
Vasi. Vasya. I'm gonna call him Vasya. It's gonna be great.
That is your prerogative.
Okay, so Vasya, who's a dual US and Australia citizen. Oh, he withdrew at last moment due to pressure from Australian government. I'm actually honestly surprised that someone in the Australian government even knew that this event existed.
I should mention that this is what the organizers of Intervision claim the reason is.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I put it in quotes.
Well, that's an important distinction there, though.
It is.
You can't really just well, we all know how this goes. Okay, so while the United States kept their seat on the jury, represented by Deep Purple's Joe Lynn Turner.
Yes.
Bring me that fucking schmuck. What the?
All in good time. All in good time.
No. This is why?
Money.
But like, he's from Deep Purple. He has enough money. Like, why would he need more in this? Like,
If I had to guess,
okay. To be honest, I believe that the proper intended jury member was Kid Rock, but he just couldn't make it. I mean, that would make more sense.
maybe.
Kid Rock would fit right in. Okay. Why is this? Is this some sort of a twisted, sick revenge for all the times that I've forced you to watch bizarre content that hurts your brain?
This is within your sphere, so.
Yeah.
So
Don't use facts and logic on me. That is not what that's a capitalist invention. Okay, so and if someone says something on the chat, please let me know.
Yep.
Oh, Vuchka, Serbia. I mean, Serbian fascism. This like that this Balkan stuff. I've been to Serbia and really people are really nice. I like it there. We have an Estonian friend who learned Serbian because he. Why did he learn Serbian?
Because he's really passionate about Balkan culture.
Well, yeah, makes sense. Okay, but now we have something else. Russia's culture minister, Olga Lyubimova, claimed the show was not intended to be about politics. Yeah, that's why you fucking...
No, but I feel like the next sentence is
Okay.
emblematic of...
The live event included a pre-recorded formal speech by Putin at the beginning of the show. The show also included a live interview at the venue with Sergei Lavrov.
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, okay. Can you find me the speech?
I will do my best.
Because then you can have it in Russian now.
Yeah.
It won't be exact, but but I can manage. What? Then again, I suppose this is the best thing Lavrov can do. Oh. Lavrov fails the real diplomacy, goes to do things in the music concert. Poking the first boss. Oh.
Do you have your VPN on?
Probably not, but I'm a check. I will die to this boss very quickly though, because I'm stupid and I'm thinking too much about.
Official Kremlin website, which has
Kremlin website actually is not blocked here. You can go to Kremlin website. If it's blocked for you, I'm gonna turn this on.
Here you go.
ExpressVPN, by the way, did sponsor me at the early stages of the war, but now they make me pay for the VPN, which I really need.
I sent to you.
I refuse to do like. I don't know about the others, but that seems to be okay. Like, it's not horrible, it works. I am not advertising them, just that I just want to be honest about what I actually use. Because I think that's sort of better than...
And here's the video version.
Ah!
If you wish to torture your audience.
Well, I will. I definitely... Oh, torturing my audience? Yes, please.
Well, there you go.
That's what we do. That's what we call good entertainment value. Okay, just let me... Okay, fine. Boss fight is nearly done. I'll finish this boss fight, and then I will torture the audience.
New comments.
If you, yeah, please read them because again, I'm in.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm in the middle of this one, but because I want to check out that speech.
Yes.
I need to check it out. It is of paramount importance.
Green Daily says Russia culture minister seems like an oxymoron, however you slice it.
Oh, that's an old joke. There was this Soviet anecdote that the Czechoslovakia, you know, because they can't do anything outside without an explicit permission by Moscow, and the Soviet era, they requested that they'd be given a kind of a naval ministry in their own, or maritime ministry, something of that sort. I think maritime was the more peaceful term, but basically they want a ministry about sea matters. And then of course Moscow asks them, well, why would you want that? And the proper response from Prague comes, well, but you guys have a culture ministry, don't you? So it makes sense.
And Subtle Knife says the Netherlands came joint fourth in 1980.
Joint fourth?
Yes, at the Intervision.
I hope it was... Like, how can you come joint in the song contest?
Same amount of points?
I mean... okay, then I guess... Okay, find me the speech. We're ready for the speech.
It's on your Discord.
It's on Discord. Let me open the Discord oh, we shall now switch over.
Уважаемые участники и члены.
We shall now switch over. I hope that they have. Oh, they have auto subtitles. Great, makes my job even easier. Plop. There we go.
Before you press play on that.
Okay.
There's more comments.
Oh, I'm reading them now. Oh yeah, Vuchka, I have been to Bosnia and to Serbia with some guys who created tours there. That was in the middle of COVID in 2020, like in the early COVID days. I flew there. That's my only experience there. I really want to go again because I enjoyed a lot. Like I enjoyed Bosnia a lot and everything. It's a fascinating place. But Novorossiya flag, yeah, American. All these flags and everything is just very much weird, really. The worst part is that right now, currently, we in the Baltics have like when someone previously we got like called Russians, but now that's no one does that because now everyone understands that part. But then they compare us with the Balkans, and there's a bit of a difference there. But yeah, I need to check out this speech. Let's go. Let's go.
Уважаемые участники и члены.
Dear participants and members of the jury.
Oh, whoa, we have an English translation there. Straight up, nice. I hope you can hear it, right? I'll put this one. I'll put desktop volume louder.
Dear spectators and television viewers, today we witness one of the most anticipated cultural events of the year.
Okay. Well, it definitely was anticipated by, well, this guy.
The final of the revived international music competition in Intervision. For many years, this remarkable creative contest has brought together talented performers from different countries of the world, served the development of cultural dialogue, and strengthened international friendship. Today, Intervision, while remaining true to its traditions, is reaching new heights. The most modern achievements of the concert industry, the diversity of cultural traditions, the atmosphere of creative freedom, kindness, and mutual respect create a true celebration for artists and audiences alike. Representatives of more than 20 countries will take the stage with vivid and original performances to present to the world the contemporary musical creativity of their nations. Culture and music know no boundaries. Today's festival is called upon to demonstrate the unifying power of art. The modern world is rapidly changing. Within it,
I think this is an actual dub over there in the channel in English.
there is a growing demand for justice, for broad and equal access to the fruits of social, economic, and cultural progress. Nations have the right to free development and to preserve their identity. People are drawn to communication. They wish to better know
Wait, he's still going.
and understand the cultures of other countries. Intervision is a musical event that fully responds to this demand. That is why so many countries have eagerly accepted the invitation to participate. I am confident that this contest will become one of the most recognizable and beloved in the world. For through dialogue and mutual respect, through trust between cultures, we become spiritually richer. Russia has always been and remains a country open to dialogue and constructive cooperation. We treasure our traditions and respect the traditions of others. Respect for traditional values and cultural diversity is, in essence, the central idea of this competition and what inspires participants to achieve creative excellence. I wish all contestants successful performances and the recognition they deserve. May each of you feel the warmth and sincere support of the audience. And to all those here in the hall or watching from home, I wish you bright emotions and joy from this encounter with genuine artistry. Good luck.
Oh, this is a Hindustan Times one.
Do you wish to learn another fun fact?
Yeah, sure. This is amazing.
Because obviously such big countries as India and China participated. One of the hosts was Indian and spoke English during the event, while the Chinese host spoke Chinese. all alongside the main presenters who spoke Russian.
I noticed the next line in this. We're gonna put on a song, and there's a quote from CNN that that apparently was there, said by someone. One fan of the Russian participant, Shaman, bluntly told CNN as outside the concert venue, "Heterosexualism is very important to us." Now about Shaman. Shaman, well, his most famous song is "Ya Ruski," or "I Am Russian." And that's a very popular one. And I mean...
That is why he was chosen.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, it's going to be a bit cringe, but then again, you have to understand the fact that... you have to see this to understand that why it's so... Yeah, we can't really join in. We can't join in, Rob, now with this. We need one of those... we need that plugging in microphone. But... well, I'm trying to do this because, well, we're not exactly super rich, as you might have noticed. So I can't really spare the cash for that mic. It's on the list there. You know, we spent our savings on the house, and now it's all this mess. And then Patreon's not doing very, very well lately because of crisis of America. Oh yeah, dear Europeans, Americans are having a recession right now. You're gonna have to pick up some slack on supporting Eastern Border, otherwise. Yeah, kind of scary. But I'm trying to do my best, and I hopefully I will read to you that you should buy Magic Spoon too at one point. Although I've heard that's actually like not that tasty. No, don't worry about this. If I'll get to the point where I'll get sponsorships, they'll be carefully vetted. Maybe he can join from phone. I don't know if he can join from phone. We got a question. Can you join from phone somehow?
I think that I could technically join from just if we were in the Discord call.
But we're not in Discord call.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We'll set this up better next time. Okay, we're not good at this. But yeah, about the Shaman guy, the whole idea that what Putin just said in this whole, you know, nice little fluffy daisies and everything speech. Yeah, they picked Shaman as their participant, and let me just show you how much what Shaman does goes together with what Putin just said. I really would... Oh, well, we have auto-generated comments here because I highly doubt that this is going to be nice. Oh, man. Rob is not hearing this, by the way, because this is on my headphones.
Я вдыхаю этот воздух, солнце в небе смотрит на меня, надо мной летает вольный ветер,
I love how,
он такой же, как и я, и хочется просто любить и дышать, и мне другого не нужно, такой, какой есть, и меня не сломать, и все
in his concerts, he wears all leather.
Я русский, я иду до конца. Я русский, моя кровь от отца. Я русский,
He said,
и мне повезло.
well, he certainly got lucky. I mean, others are dying in the front lines. Well, he's over there. Such an example of pure masculinity and manliness. He looks so miserable and weak that I bet Evit could beat him up. You know, and not even joking, she's worked at the zoo after all. With all her training with the animals, yeah. In a fist fight, I'm taking my wife over this guy. That again, that also makes it culturally accurate in a way.
А во мне пылает мое сердце, освещая путь домой, где хочется просто любить и дышать, и мне другого не нужно. Такой уж я есть, и меня не сломать, и все потому, что я русский, я иду до конца. Я русский, моя кровь от отца. Я русский, и мне повезло. Я русский, всему миру назло. Я русский, я иду до конца. Я русский, моя кровь от отца. Я русский, и мне повезло.
Here's the fun part. Fun part is also he's massively hated by like all the Girkin's buddies because they spot the same nuances about this guy representing all of Russians as you do, and they feel horribly offended. Also, Vuchka, wow, really sad about the flat thing. Oh man, there are those Vatnik idiots. Well, we'll talk about it at this point. After this, I'm gonna put on a Latvian, actually a Latvian Patreon. I'm gonna put on Skyforger, I think.
That's a good.
That's a good one.
Payback.
Yeah, because purge my brain. Also, seriously, I need a shot of Schmackau if I'm listening to this. You're not hearing this, Rob.
Я русский, всему миру назло. Я русский.
Wow, which one? Ah, when I'll find my mouse cursor. Here we go. Oh my god, it continues. It says somewhere in America. What? It goes on. Yeah, literally zero block. Somewhere in the edge of the universe. We have aliens too? What? Oh no. Okay, I'll try to find some. No, we're not listening to Square Hammer, whatever that is. Let me check what Rob sent me. Do we maybe have a Latvian song? In a way, we have a bunch of them. Yeah, this shocked me, you know, in a way. This is just no. Hey Rob, do you mean this one?
What do you mean?
The song.
I mean, I get there's many.
I mean, but this is, it's stupid. I'm gonna put on something from Skyforger. That is as Latvian as it possibly gets. Something that's Latvian folk metal, which is probably the only truly mainstream metal band in Latvia. Like, even people who don't listen to metal music at all, everyone knows Skyforger. Oh, we have their live concert too. Oh, and they have Feed the Gamba. The Gamba are academical cello players.
Kad ūsiņš
Look at these guys. I vote. You get to have manliness vote. This is when Usinch rides. Probably won't be in the lyrics here, but it's basically an adaptation of Latvian folk song about going out and looking at, while horses graze in the night, and then, you talk with the mystical deity and gives you superpowers. Hidden messaging. Okay, but yeah, let's purify our ears with a bit of Skyforger, and then we'll get back to that contest. We'll also listen to the winning song, of course. Of course, this mandatory. But now Skyforger Feed the Gamba. The Gamba is an academical cello player band. One of this is I feel a better song.
Kad ūsiņš jāj.
Headbanging is mandatory. Oh yeah, and the lead vocal band is Peter, and I know that he's listened to at least a couple of episodes of this show. Okay, I have to translate this first line, because despite the whole music thing, it says, "Do you hear, people, how the first birds are singing, and how these little flowers that arrive just after the snow has melted have bloomed?" We have positive messaging with brutal music. We like it that way. Otherwise, I try. But I think I can put the comments from yeah, this is basically a spring celebration party song. Oh, I know. It's just that if I have to listen to the show now. I mean, also, let's talk in Russian terms. Would you pick the cello player or shaman? Cello player, easy. Let's start with the fact that he actually knows how to play instruments. Oh yeah, this is about children being happy because spring has arrived. I'm not even kidding. Now they're singing about the warm summer sun. Oh man, I thought I put the song. Well, wait. Let me put it on the filter. Okay, is this better now? No. I don't know how to do this capture filter. Is this better now? Is this like... Okay, yeah. Then I... Oh man, they're amazing live.
Visi, apsveicam grupu The Gamba 10 gadu jubilejā! Arī no Skyforger!
Okay, this should be better. I hope it is. long psychedelic Aussie Guide episode. And even though this is yeah, this is a collab between the metal guys and the cello players, the Dom cello band from like University. And Skyforge are like cool. Like I said, like if you tell your grandma as a teenager that you're gonna go and listen to Skyforge, she might not like the music, but she will not disapprove. Like when grandmothers want to give their edgy kids some music T-shirt, and they try to figure out what the kid would like, then yeah, Skyforge is the number one choice. It's like, okay. Okay, now you can't create it. I need to set up 2 filters apparently, not just one. Okay, so I figured it out. I need to set up 2 filters for this, as it seems. This is just upward? No. Compressor here with a filter of here. And then we close it. Okay, it should be better now. I'm trying because I have to go through all the tutorials. But okay, now we'll go back to all this nonsense. Okay, then. The winner, apparently, came from Vietnam this time. And the winner was gay. Allegedly. Duck fuck? I'm not.
I was waiting for that. I was so waiting for that.
I'm sorry, okay? It's pronounced like this. I'm posting this here.
That's the anglicized version.
Look, I just... Yeah, Skyforge, they have a lot of stuff. This is like their pagan metal thing. I'm glad you liked it. But this guy won this. I was set up. I was absolutely set up.
I see great enjoyment out of it.
Okay, let's listen to this song. Let us give this man a listen then. A man from Vietnam who is allegedly not a heterosexual, and has won a contest, which we can pretty much agree is dedicated to. Oh, we have the song. Okay, you'll see the name. I do not even claim to be able to pronounce anything in the tiles there. Okay, so let us now check the winning song.
А теперь полюбит и весь мир. Thick fuck.
The dick fuck. Okay, yeah, well, I mean, what's with the captions? Oh no, they have just them in. Okay, I want some options here. I want a translation of this to some other language. Because I can't really...
Do you not speak Vietnamese?
No, like they said it's going to be auto-translated into English. But now they're auto-translating it into Russian, and that's okay with me. But this is not English. This says, and now all the world is going to love you. Thick fuck.
Vietnam.
This is not English. You might have noticed. But let's listen to this song. Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat. I recognize him. No, that's really... What? Okay. I mean, it's not horrible.
chi cha nên dòng trường vùng roi che bốn phương dòng dòng tiên dòng khắp Nam Châu từ đất thiên rực sáng tinh cầu đưa con xanh Việt Nam lên cao hơn trăm treo đỉnh đầu đưa lên ta phút như đời ông bà đời cha hướng đến trước mắt ở trên đất ta trong đời người ca vì nước vì nhà như vui đủ thế với
Yeah, this guy also manages to be more manly than Shaman. But then again, it's a low bar. Hero. Okay. I mean, this is exactly what I would expect if someone would tell me that someone would make a Eurovision song in Vietnamese. Horse. Okay, fiery. How many of you actually think he's singing for real? It's a catchy tune, but it is obviously not a radio song or something you put on to listen to. This is obviously a Eurovision song. Well, okay, now we've seen the winner. Oh, somehow I feel it's gonna get worse from here.
One thing I should say is they did not spare expense on this event.
Oh yeah,
This clearly cost way more than
I know. Look,
average Eurovision.
I already can smell that there's gonna be nice little trickle of Vatnik tears coming in about how all this money wasn't spent on giving actual tanks to soldiers. 100%. It always is. That's definitely gonna happen. But okay. You've added more news. Okay, let's go.
I did.
Oh, Intervision thing. Well, in either case, we definitely can say that these two guys probably both would be Petuch in the Russian prison
Almost
system.
certainly.
100, like almost. The Vietnam guy probably could evade this. He's foreign, but Shaman 100%. Australian-born singer Vashi, who is due to represent the United States in Intervision, was due to represent the United States in Intervision only because American R&B artist B. Howard pulled out just days before the competition begins. Okay, who's B. Howard? I'm sorry, I have never heard of this man.
I'll be perfectly honest. I don't. It's an R&B artist that I've never heard of before. I read about him in articles, and
Well,
as far as I can tell, just a run of the mill.
okay, let's be realistic here. The actual person who should have represented the United States from here is obviously Kanye West.
Obviously.
There are no other reasonable choices. But okay, I'm not gonna put on R. Howard. I have no clue who that guy is though.
Please don't.
I honestly have never heard of him. I'm sorry. If someone's a massive fan of them out there.
As far as I understand, he is again run-of-the-mill R&B artist. Nothing special. Nothing.
All I know about R&B is that wasn't Beyonce considered R&B?
In her very early days.
I guess so.
But
But not anymore. Okay.
definitely not anymore.
What else do we... The exiled news website Novaya Gazeta Europe reported on Wednesday that mentions of Vashi's advocacy for LGBTQ rights had recently been removed from her Wikipedia. Okay, sorry. I knew so little about Vashi that I thought I was a man. Because, Vasily. But no, it's a she.
Yes.
Okay. and apparently, the fact that she isn't homophobic was bad.
Yes.
Oh well.
And then she didn't even participate in the competition anyway.
I mean, she's American. For them, $360,000. That's like probably nothing. We all know, right? Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm 100% sure.
Yeah.
I haven't gone wrong on this. But why? This reminds me of the time when they hosted those fake sports games where they managed to lose to this weird team from, like, a students team from Colombia.
The last interesting fact about Intervision is that you might have wondered why is the greatest ally that has ever existed for the Russian Federation, North Korea, not participating.
Oh yeah. To be honest, I wait.
They were invited, but they did not
Oh no.
choose to participate in this event for one reason or another.
Okay, but like, why would they not?
That is unclear.
Well, then again, it's North Korea.
Yes.
Then, on the other hand, these days, if I would have to pick, where do I want to live, North Korea or Russia? I mean, maybe it's about like escaping, or it must be about escaping. They always do things only about escaping, like all the dissidents and everything. Just
But that is
well, this bizarre event has passed apparently.
yes. And the next one will be hosted by Saudi Arabia in 2026.
There's gonna be a next one.
There is.
Oh, why though? But why? That is just sad.
You tell me. You tell me.
I want to check. What the Vikings are writing about this. Let me see. Oh, this comes from Roy TV. Comrade.
Yes.
Rob, this is fitting for the stream.
Is it?
Cause you laugh, of course.
Ah.
But the situation with water in Donetsk
Oh no. Oh no.
has somehow become even worse. Apparently. Let me just go through this one. Oh my. They have a whole document which I just downloaded. This came from Maxim Kalashnikov directly. Let me just read the situation. Okay, I'm needing music for Mongolian metal. Check that work for. Yeah, Mongolian. I like Mongolian throat metal. They're great. And I'm just checking out all the things in the comments. Yeah, I have my learning to, but the water crisis in Donetsk right now. Oh man. This comes from a channel called Из Донецка разгорится пламя, or A Flame is Rising from Donetsk. To everyone who does not consider themselves a slave of Pushilin. Let me remind you that Pushilin used to run the big scam company MMM, the one with Mavrodi in it. There is no one but us to stop the organized group of people who allowed the humanitarian catastrophe with water, created conditions for the destruction of industry and collapsed the economy of Donbas. At the head of this group is Pushilin, whom we did not elect. He was elected by a body called the People's Council, created on the basis of Ukrainian law. Yeah, of course, they have to blame Ukraine for this. Number 1680-7, dated 16th of September 2014. The People's Council ensured coal supplies to Ukraine, obstructed miners' strikes where wages were stolen, and committed lawlessness against the first militia members. All this indicates that this body, supervised by financial capital, works in the interests of Ukrainian war criminals, not Donbass and Russia. So, like... Okay. We need to remember how we can organize ourselves in critical moments. Let's start with something simple. Declare no confidence in Pushilin. We will collect signatures in a simple and safe way and deliver the signed sheets to President Putin. Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. I can smell hilarity happening very soon. So that he has grounds to hold Pushilin accountable for all the troubles organized by him and his team in the Donetsk People's Republic. Ignoring the boxes with signatures and the publicity on this matter will not be possible, as it will create significant political risks. Oh, dear people, who are writing this. That is absolutely possible. You just haven't experienced it yet. Oh no, this is gonna be just horrible. The responsibility for the no confidence. Sorry about that. The responsibility for the no confidence survey in Pushilin is taken by the Supreme Council. I need to auto-mute myself. Again, I'm very sorry. Is taken by the Supreme Council of the Donetsk People's Republic, operating on the basis of the Declaration of Sovereignty of the Donetsk People's Republic, which is the main legal establishing document of the federal constitutional law. Blah blah blah, boring stuff. Signatures will not be collected on the streets of the settlements of the DPR to avoid giving Pushilin's team opportunities for repression, as happened at rallies to eliminate the humanitarian catastrophe with water. Oh yeah, because they sent out their squads to dismantle people and the rest of them. Oh boy. This is just beautiful. Collection will be carried out at places of residence among neighbors and acquaintances, as well as among colleagues at workplaces. Yeah, Navalny tried this with his smart voting thing. That really didn't work out for him. As well as among colleagues at workplaces. A sample survey sheet is posted on the information resources of the Supreme Council of the DPR. Survey sheets with signatures must be sent by mail to the address 195-112 St. Petersburg to Alexander Yevgenyevich Vasikovsky to be claimed. They had a sheet ready to be downloaded. Anyone want to send some letters to this Petersburg dude? Vasikovsky Alexander Yevgenyevich, deputy of the Supreme Council of the DPR. If for security reasons it's not possible to send a letter to his address, it should be first sent to any of the neutral, in air quotes, addresses in the old regions of the Russian Federation, and from there to the specified address. If you do not have acquaintances in the old regions of the Russian Federation, contact the administration of the Telegram channel. From Donetsk, the flame will ignite, and you will be provided with a transit address. Hey, they're just giving us guides. If we can take this step, we believe in our strength for more. No one has ever brought Donbass to its knees, and no one will be allowed to do so. Well, I mean, they added this sample signature sheet. Like, look, if I send a couple of these, that means that they get declared foreign agents, just like that. What was his name? I forgot instantly. Well, just like that. I have his image in my head. Well, just like that other big Viking volunteer guy. Now it's turning political. Yet another little crisis point. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Wait. Let me check. Oh, I'm adding this. There's more Viking poetry. Viking poetry is gonna come soon. But yeah. I mean, it's just looking amazing. Roman Ilyokhin, yeah, that guy.
Isn't it simply wonderful?
I don't like at this point, and then I get a random report from people in the West who speak about how everything's gonna go great. Oh, we have YouTube videos about Atnik spreading them about. Oh no! I have something that doesn't get into the. You'll love this as soon as I'm gonna click the translate to English button. Mm-hmm. Oh, these Anglo-Saxons. This is from Maxim Kalashnikov. I just checked and found this political stuff on him.
He has thoughts. He has ideas.
Also, dear people, please stop arguing about music that much. It's fine. Just stop arguing about music. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Mention that unintentional music debate has
Okay, you can maybe you can do this. Like, look, we're definitely gonna have music debates at some point when I'm gonna do that thing. But please just not get music involved in here, because we have other stuff. Because again, musical tastes are like, there have been so many arguments about them. I remember when I was a kid, they still had these like cliques at school, and we used to argue with like people who like rap music a lot. But you know, that's a little bit silly in my head. But okay, but here's something for the American British futuristic bloc. Do we have any British people here? You know, shout out to the Britons watching this. The Anglo-Saxons countered the vast numerical and economical superiority of the global south with scientific and technological superiority. It's too early to write off the Anglo-Saxons. During Trump's visit to the United Kingdom, a memorandum on technological prosperity was signed. The most important areas for joint development were outlined: AI, civilian nuclear technologies, and quantum computers. I really don't think quantum computers are much more than a fad at this point, but okay. A very smart move. Oh, wait. This goes into here because I found a blog which apparently he gets his Russian news from, because he doesn't speak English. I know that. And he got it from someplace called Zavtra.ru. I'm saving that site. To be used in future, because that's pretty important to me. Anyway, and a very smart move, according to Kalashnikov. If the enemy, brackets the South, brackets closed, has concentrated the bulk of the planet's population and the lion's share of the global economy, here he means Anglo-Saxons, I presume. Again, I just literally auto-translated this and didn't go really through that much. They must surpass them qualitatively. Priorities. The Yankees and the British, having outlined 3 priorities, announcing a movement toward a golden age of innovation, have designed the fields where they intend to achieve dominance. AI? About the breakthroughs. Okay, this is boring stuff. Nuclear energy? And everything. And then quantum advantage, about quantum machines. Oh no, this is way too long. I'm gonna read this and just have to word this properly. The Reagan SDI experience. Oh no. What's in response? Laxness and everything. Oh no. The best part of all the situation is the fact that we have he writes, we have some truly magnificent developments, but they are suffocating in the conditions of the Russian Federation's innovation gas chamber. These include Ziranov's team's multicellular processors and maskless microchip production technologies. These include Moscow's molten salt nuclear reactors, which use a plasma, torus collision, neutron source, and are capable of running on unenriched uranium and thorium. Yeah, that's a typical thing that I really want to talk about here, because these are the myths that are very, very popular among this Vatnik crowd, which state that basically the Soviet Union was on the kind of the last edge between achieving massive technological superiority, and that they had all these wonder weapons and wonder technologies, and that this alone, and because of those technologies, the CIA had destroyed the Soviet Union. That's how they view it. Of course, none of these technologies ever existed. But that's part of.
Wait. Are you telling me the Americans don't have mega space lasers?
No. I'm talking about Russians. The latter paragraph was about Russian tech. It's yet another function of this. Yeah, but again, to them, that's a part of the whole mythos over there. Probably should talk about this. I want to find something about Estonia for surprising reasons. Unlike when it was about Poland, I think actually the Vatniks might have gotten punched in the metaphorical head a bit after the whole situation with drones in Poland, because over then they were showing confusion. Then they were also, some of them were actually proud, at least one of them. But right now everyone's just very silent about what's happening in Estonia. I mean, this surely must have come from above over there. It's just beautiful. Because you can easily tell when something like this happens, because it's not hard to check on their own weird sources after all. Oh no, this is not my stuff.
Trustful and truthful.
No, like then there's two majors. No, someone has to have said something about this. Oh, there's a new Dugin article, which I don't think anyone wants to hear here. Dugin is just trying to go crazy. No, there must be something about Estonia. I don't know. You look it up. I'm gonna do a quick tiny break here. Please entertain the guests and everyone. We're tiny pause. We need to have a pause screen, I suppose. We'll make that next time. Have to go to over there, and then meanwhile Robert looks stuff up, and oh wow, what is this? Okay, yeah, I have a great text here about taxes in Russia from a channel with 52,000 subscribers, 53,000, called The Empire of a Smoker. Yeah, this is going to be great. He speaks about the latest tax policies, which I really need to actually check on, because they just changed this stuff. Oh boy. Yeah, be right back, guys.
So sadly, for the time being, I shall fill Kristup's shoes. Not great shoes to fill. Although the mental fortitude is getting there, I will say that. But I do have. I will speak more about the production of content here at the eastern border. Because we are doing a lot of new things, and like this stream, for example. We're also having multiple video projects underway as we speak. We're going to do a lot of filming on Tuesday, for example. Just little tiny sneak peek behind the curtains. We are also most likely going to add to the audio content as well. Now, does this mean that we will never sleep and just simply exist as content machines? Maybe. That's not true, but because it's just that we are setting up a more, at least we're trying to get there, I will say, getting up a more scheduled production going right now, so we can so for example, our video uploads on the YouTube channel are going to be way more regular, and we'll probably announce maybe specific dates, and not specific dates, but specific days when certain videos release, like for example the new pilot that we released today, which is I think a quite a good explainer of the Russian prison system and how it operates within it. Not just like fake Russian laws on how everything should work, but actually how things work. Yes. Or if I have one task at this organization, it is to make it more organized. Because while Kristaps obviously has done the podcast itself for a long time, his foray into other ways of content, like video and streaming and other types of visual and audio content, is quite new to him, and it does prove a challenge to, well, put everything into little boxes so that it actually functions. Because obviously, if the way we've been doing things now, we've been just experimenting. So we've been releasing things on the channel, and these streams also like came out of very very suddenly and very without much preparation, I should say. But if to put it simply, we are currently in the stage of throwing things at the wall and seeing how they look on the wall. Not if they stick, but just seeing what kind of picture they make, and what kind of shape, and to see if we like the shape or not. But I really enjoy the history walkthroughs. Yes. We're definitely doing more of those. We are actually going to do a lot of filming for that series. This week and the week after. We're also going to expand outside of Riga. That's the goal, because obviously Kristaps is in the process of not living in Riga permanently anymore. I mean, he will still come here because, like I've mentioned before, Latvia only has one city. We do not have multiple. We just have one. And if you need anything that is slightly more nuanced, or you need to meet someone, or you need to have a meeting, or create something with other creatives, or lawmakers, or journalists, or any other people active in the civil society, you nonetheless have to just go to Riga. Nonetheless. Oh, well, there he is. Okay.
I will not translate.
Yeah, better not.
I also found the Dutch hat.
You did? Oh, you found the Dutch hat?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I have the Dutch hat now.
I was talking about our future content production and where it's all going.
Nice. Well. Oh, also hello, Ketty. Hello from Seattle. Yeah, pretty nice. Well, we'll do more of that historical stuff too. It's just that I figured I need the watch time, and I've understood that streams are more for current events and stuff happening right now, and then I publish stuff in podcast form and more organized, and then people can listen to it from, I don't know, the future, because in the future no one's going to be watching the streams because they're too long, but they might be, useful for people. Oh man, quantum creations and everything, 50% burden. Yeah, I find it really surprising about the Lithuania thing. That was just so weird. Wait, let me check on whether or not my... Yeah, we're going to have an interview on Wednesday with journalist Juris Kaja, the father of the producer of... His son produced the Flow movie, just in case. We're gonna be watching that at some point on Discord. I can't do this here, obviously, but on Discord we can make that happen. And he has a Substack, and he might have commented on what happened there, because I feel so strange that they should technically be proud about this. I still don't particularly understand. Like, bulking grip is obviously a reason, but otherwise don't exactly know what's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna put on my nice little window capture so that you can see while I'm scrolling through all this mess. Oh, Girkin's wife. Let's check on Girkin's wife. Oh, so they've gathered for meds. Oh, this one's nice. Let us now check out this one. Igor Girkin, Strelkov, on whether NATO troops will enter Ukraine. NATO troops have not entered the so-called Ukraine so far, not because of the restraint of the Russian armed forces, but because they are not yet ready to enter, and public opinion is not yet fully ready for this either. But sooner or later, they will definitely enter. And if by that time the armed forces of Ukraine have not yet been defeated, all the worse for us. And even the celebrated Commander Gerasimov, together with even more celebrated Shoigu, could not defeat the armed forces of Ukraine with restraint in the offense. Yeah, they all have this idea about everything. Huh. Yeah, this is typical Igor Girkin, just talking about NATO troops in there. We should probably check out something on Shaman too. There's going to be another tax on cars in Russia, of course. They're increasing the utilization thing. Oh yeah, by the way, look at this. This is Girkin's wife. This is Igor Girkin's wife. Like what's it's either tons of plastic surgery or just an insanely massive age difference. I mean, just utterly silly. Wait, someone's. Oh yeah, I have different playlists over there. Yeah, that is Igor Girkin's wife. Yeah. I know, right? Let me just remind you what Igor Girkin looks like himself. Let us find a recent picture. I guess this is the most recent one. This is Igor Girkin. This is his wife. I think it's massive age difference and also plastic surgery. And also but then again, it can't be plastic surgery because again, Igor Girkin complains he has no money. But I think she's like she's not in her 20s. It is so bizarre. Must be sent in by the KGB or something. Oh yeah, here's Igor Girkin again here. Like, what's going on? Also by the playlists. Yeah, we have different playlists currently made. I think we have one specifically for the ghost tours, which we're going to continue. We just have to settle off a day when we're going to do this. I made a new playlist for my Soviet prison culture stuff. It's happening. We're doing this. But yeah, I mean, this is it just gets weirder and weirder. Oh yeah. Talking about my previous episode, which I just nicely discovered. I will put on. No, I'm gonna put this on the other one. This is Belarusian guys being greeted by Americans being greeted by the Belarusians in the training. But Southern Life, yeah, I'll go through all of that mess. Yeah, everything's super official. Nice little picture. Everyone's being super angry about this stuff too. Oh, and this goes straight into my nice little collection of various little points of interest. And this is, of course, Kvachkov, the big religious thing. Kulkovskaya Bitva, it's an old battle signage. Yeah, he's now remembering some sort of ancient Russian victory. Oh boy, yeah, this is such insanity that I don't usually put on the show normally. Rob?
Yes?
Come over. I'm gonna torture you now.
Oh, then. Let me finish this. There we go. How you may torture me today, sir?
Oh, cool. I will send you this link.
Yeah.
And you translate it, and then you come here to the microphone and read it out loud to the nice people here.
All right. That sounds terrible.
It is. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
You made me say dog fuck.
No regrets. No regrets.
Who's commenting on things? Let us open up WhatsApp then.
Send it on Discord.
I'm gonna send it on Discord. Yeah.
Yes.
That is a wiser, smarter move.
Yes.
Here's a link to Kvachkov. I'll allow you to do it because, again, I might start just laughing in between and not relay the proper gravitas that the religious leader of the whole Vatnik movement actually would really Deserve. Oh boy. Yeah, that's the guy whose channel I went through when I checked out how many times, they actually mention anything related to what normal people consider Christianity. Just so you knew. An important aspect of all of this. And I'm gonna have a shot of Schmakovka now. That's Latgalian moonshine. Oh, that hit there. Oh boy. Well, Rob, have you already gotten translated into English?
Let me skim it first.
Yeah.
To see how bad is it.
Oh, it's very bad.
Okay.
It is very bad. Christian socialist orthodoxy bad. You'll probably love this. It is one of those things that sometimes Rob still asks me why do Vatniks do this or that, and sometimes he just claims that something makes no sense. Then I have to remind him that he's still making the same flaw as a lot of people who actually try to apply logic and reason to any actions taken by the Vatniks, and that's you shouldn't be doing that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
Does it now? Lord.
Yes, literally.
Oh yeah, pun intended.
Normally, I would watch in the background some economy stuff.
Alright, I have it.
Carrie, we're trying our best, and it's really nice to see you guys here because, oh boy. While he's translating, let me talk to you about how if you're not doing this content creation from the United States or from Western Europe, you're being screwed. You see, technically, what happens is that Acast, they take money from me for hosting the show, which I need to get on Spotify and all the podcast apps. And they also take 50% of my podcast revenue, like podcast ad revenue. And then they also negotiate lower deals for me because apparently, even in online spaces, they all this media stuff for advertising is calculated based on average salaries instead of like actual data. So when I advertise Lockheed Martin or something, or whatever, I don't even know what I advertise on the show because I don't even control that, right? They pay me way less than I should. And they've also cut the rates recently too. For example, I have been told that next month I shall receive 279 euros about this. Great. Oh, Rob just left the room in tears and crying. I will post the Telegram link in the chat. We're reading this post. It's amazing. Well, at least Igor Girkin has one life skill trying. That is, at least he knows how to sew. Also, don't complain, Rob. Look. No. Oh, what you hear in the ads, that's based on listeners' location. What I get from it is based on arbitrary stuff, and I can't really quit Acast because, again, I'm the only one in Latvia doing this internationally. There's no one else, so I can't even negotiate at all. So my ad rates are trash when it comes to everything audio. It's basically so, and that therefore to be able to do this, because it takes a lot more effort than just sitting here and playing this game and chatting with you. This is relaxation time for me, and I'm just trying to get into the YouTube thing, get more audiences, and trying to make it happen here. And apparently, to get the younger audiences, you need to do live streams, and they're actually useful. I see their point basically, but it doesn't work like that at all. And now there's a crisis in the United States, and not
yet.
Well, not yet. No, still everything's getting more expensive, and I mean I can't blame people. I mean, look, I'm very lucky that I can, like, if I wouldn't be living in Latvia, if I'd be living anywhere else, I wouldn't be able to do this as my full-time job. And, you know, before I pay Annette, who by the way lives in Strasbourg and makes the edited episodes of the podcast, and take care of everything and get my bills, well, unlike other people, I'm this is why I'm super open about everything. I used to, like, in the best of days, I was making about 3,000 euros a month. That's before I pay off everything that needs to be paid off, get equipment cost and everything. But that was before that. Right now that's like 1,000 less. I make about 2,000 euros per month, approximately, depending on, of course, on that month. Next month's gonna be horrible. It's getting pretty worse. Because what I don't like also is the fact that starting November they're gonna be shifting all the Patreon stuff. Because I started this by putting my Patreon on per episode. Because again, in the earlier days, I remember people like the Spoonie one and other people who were on, the Nostalgia Critic, all those people on the early days of internet, and a bunch of them just made per month stuff, and but then they eventually ended up not making any content and just taking people's money and didn't want to do that. So basically, yeah, I am published. Acast does this. I can't do this personally from Latvia. Yeah, I can't put this. I cannot put my stuff on Spotify myself. Yeah, glorious. So I just put this on per episode basis just because I didn't want to run into this error, because I was making way less episodes back then, that I would like spend 2 months making no episodes and then, someone would have to pay me. Because that had happened with a bunch of people and I felt that was dishonest. But now everyone's shifting to per month basis. And I don't even know what's going to happen with Patreon in November. However, the big issue is that, well, they approximately are going to shift everyone to what they normally, they're going to shift the average stuff to that thing. Probably going to lose a bunch of people there. But yeah, I'm living here in about, after I pay off everything, it's slightly less than 2,000 euros a month. And for that, I pay my rent. I right now, if you know, Evita doesn't work because she went back to school, and I'm doing all this stuff. And again, the problem is that I simply cannot get an 8-hour job and do this work that I do because, one, no one else does this, and secondly, I feel like I'm kind of good at this stuff, so I'm trying new things. And yeah, this is another thing. If I hate advertising for Patreon. I don't know how to normally talk about this stuff at all. I don't like to talk about this stuff. So I'm just telling you this because I'd rather be honest with you so that, you know how much I make, which is like, it's okay by Latvian standards. I'm making basically the average salary, slightly above the average salary. However, I take care of Evita because she now went back to studies and everything. And yeah, that's that. So if you look at the Patreon, you'll see a huge number, like $472 per episode right now. But that's only for the first episode because people set their monthly limits, and every next episode earns me less than the previous one. So I don't make as it's like written there, and then the VAT and then the taxes go on top of this. So my Patreon currently gives a very misleading picture of this. And the same is, by the way, for every Patreon, for every person on Patreon who does this. Yeah, I think I would like to try to move everyone onto the fourth wall, because that thing is European based and it pays in euros. Because yeah, of course, weak dollar, because Patreon pays me in dollars no matter in which currency you pay Patreon. And because of that, when euro is weak to when dollar is weak to euro, I make less money, and that results in pure horror things.
By the way,
so now you know. I'm just doing this. Look. I'd rather be honest. I'd rather be honest with you about this whole situation, right? Than pretend that it's not an issue. Now, of course, I'd like to have more income, because, well, the problem is that I can either make this show, or I can do a day job. I cannot do both. And besides the show, like Foreign Policy magazine also, they're busy with other stuff, because Ukraine war doesn't sell so much, and there's like editorial issues, and I don't get to write for them often. They pay very well though. Like for a single Foreign Policy magazine article, they paid me I think they paid me $700 for the first one, and then they paid me. I think the last two got like $900, which was a big boost, huge one. But yeah, me and Evita, we just got the house. And it was 31,000 euros. All of our savings got into this, and I actually have to be very thankful for a person who chose not to be named, but he's one of those crypto people that you've probably heard of. Those guys who got into this stuff in 2010. So he just gifted me a 0.1 Bitcoin, which is like 10,000 euros. And then we kind of, put all our savings together, asked help to parents and family. And because again, a house for 31,000, yeah, this is the only one that I'll be ever able to afford. So, and that's over there, 22 kilometers from the Russian border. So now you know my own situation, because again, I don't want to be like, I do not want to be the content creator that hides this sort of information from you guys, because if you noticed, no one ever speaks about how much they receive from various sponsors, and there's a bunch of channels which I've actually watched, because some of the things that they say in sponsorships in YouTube, they actually interest me. But when like 99% of the time I find out that those things are overpriced and garbage, and I don't want to do that, but they do it because of necessity, of sheer necessity. The problem here is, by the way, is that people who do professional YouTubing, right? Even then you have to deal with the algorithm, which is even more horrible. And there are YouTubers with huge audiences who make way less than I do. I'm one of the lucky ones. No, really, because if you just start out on YouTube straight away and do not follow the whims of the algorithm, then, oh boy, they just change the rules all the time. And yeah, it's like, no one's going to talk to you because obviously everyone understands that this is a privileged job. Well, I think I can do this in my case because I actually go to the war zones. Well, I will try to go there again because everything just doesn't let me go there at this point. But I have put my life on the line and I've done actual serious jobs. So I think I can talk about the hard stuff on this, because YouTube puts in the allure that, that everyone's going to make it but you're working for YouTube. The way that YouTube wants you to make anything is that they give you full, actually, let me show you this one. Let me show you this thing. Actually, I'm going to reveal to you the background of all of your YouTubers. We're going to see this now. I will just do something that no one, I haven't seen anyone do this actually. Let's go. Let me show you how the background of YouTube works and why I hate it so much. Because if you don't see it, you won't believe me. Well, Rob is still working on this stuff. Let's see my channel here. And let's just look at manage videos. This is the studio part, right? These are all my episodes. I can see the views, the comments, likes versus dislikes. And then we go to analytics. And here you get to see all the subscribers and watch time per hour and everything. However, this is what matters. You need to have this number low because then it gets spread to a bigger audience. It is so convoluted and horrible. And also what they do is that they rate your content 1 to 10, not based on how good it does it by itself. It's based on all the previous content that you've done before, all of it, because like the YouTube algorithm literally forces you to make more engaging content all the time. And also look at this average view duration for my Vatnik Tears Deluxe Edition episode, which had like a lot of views. 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Yeah, like this is the average view duration because people just click on it and just go away. Like I know that this is because someone just clicked on it, checked it, and I don't know, they didn't like my voice or something. But this can drive people who just rely just on this crazy. And then if you go to a specific video, like let's go to my latest one, right? What you can see here is like, they have all my details, but they clicked on analytics, and you can see the watch time per hours. This is really good score, by the way. And then you can see the reach where it's been shown, and this is how they show it. They show it to recommended through YouTube, like to other people. This is from people who actually watch this. This is where people came from. YouTube search traffic, all the stuff. Like they show you they show you what people actually. This is another tab on another tab. They show you what people who basically who watched your video and then they search for something and then so that you can make a precise, exact content for maximum engagement and clicks. I want to make good content, not engagement and clicks. And again, I feel really guilty due to my Latvian roots. And by the way, this goes for all of our posts of its sphere. That's how I view it, at least. I haven't seen anyone else. When you give me money through Patreon, I really feel obliged to you. That's why I'm showing to you this stuff, because I don't understand this stuff. And you can, by the way, see all of this breakdown to the point that if you want to go fully into this mess, you can I haven't dug in deep into this stuff, but I know it exists. Basically, you can go and check out at exactly which second the people clicked off of your video, thus making sure that you do more what you did at that second, which is why all of your videos that have this intro phase and end phase and cliches all the time peppered in, because otherwise that keeps the viewer engaged. It needs to be done, otherwise these get lost, because unlike in the podcasting sphere, which makes less money than YouTube, if I'll ever make it big, in the podcasting sphere there is no censorship. There is no idea that when I press publish, it goes out to all of my subscribers. Over here, it goes off to a part of my subscribers, then to a bigger part, then to a bigger part. Which means that, sometimes you don't even notice this mess. And there's like copyright issues and everything. Where was the I think this is a too new video. Let's go to rule by assassination. I think that might have a better one. And also they hide the data everywhere. Oh, I lost a subscriber because of this thing, and they put it very visibly. And you can you can see how it goes over by time and everything. The problem is audience retention for this video yet. Okay, we're gonna have to go back to an older video. Let's go back to an older one. Like this is pure. This is 1984. I've gotten when I started doing the YouTube thing, I understood that I have so much more respect for other people here. Audience retention. Let us go and see here. I can see exactly where people leave. By the second, you are encouraged to keep people watching by just making sure that, in this here moment, people, 30 people stayed and everything. You can see those little bumpy spots. You are supposed to repeat endlessly in your videos the little things you did in those bumpy spots in your good videos. That's going to make better videos. Oh, and about monetization in YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I was lucky because Acast used to be good. Oh yeah, by the way, this is my best video from now on. Look at this. They compared it to all of my previous videos. You always are in a rush to make more stuff, which is just an antithesis to all journalism. And now check the Earn tab, right? You can sort of start making money. You need this much valid public watch hours, whatever that means, to even be able to do memberships, super chats on streams, and just put on some merch store. And then you need 4,000 hours to get some even ads going. They are literally, YouTube is driving people. I mean, I have 2 master's degrees. I'm a well-educated person. I've been doing this journalism for many, many years, right? I know how to deal with this stuff. I know what to ignore, and I know that I care about you guys, not what YouTube says. I know that I will be much better off by making good content, and hopefully some of you will help me survive. Because truly, I am thankful to you, and this is why I really put in a lot of effort in my work. But, yeah. YouTube just pushes you to do the thing that everyone clicks on, just like I spoke about in this episode, in a previous episode, about how how they make children's cartoons where they just look at the retention span. YouTube doesn't care about the good content. YouTube cares about retention span, and they change the rules all the time too. So, what I'm trying to do here is that I'm just trying to get to the point where I can get some advertisement thing going on, because otherwise, oh boy. And the problem is, I also have my content in English, so in Latvia, I'm nowhere near as well known as I'm abroad. I'm not a celebrity at home at all. No one knows about my... a couple of hundred people do know about me, but that's about it. I went to the Shells on their stream, and there were guys from Latvia who hadn't even heard of me. And my podcast audio, by the way, yeah, I make those... on a good month, I make about $500 from advertising from Acast. I get about 1.2 million downloads on the audio content alone. And I can't, If I could, I just buy the car for Ukraine right now. If I'd be making this here. Yeah, 1.2 million downloads per episode gets you $500 in ads. I'll check the comments. I'm sorry.
I don't want to scream.
I'm checking the comments.
Good.
I'm checking the comments. I'm very much thankful to you guys. Patreon, like, podcast is going to continue forever because I understood that, my main audience is people who drive to work, apparently. And that's not going to happen. Like, that's not going to end there. I want to put my content here and do more stuff, which is YouTube specific, and just actually have talk to you and maybe someone else who's going to listen to this. And then hopefully it's going to help out. Because again, I really want to keep doing this, and the fact is that because I'm basically unknown in Latvia, unless I do the harsh thing with full-time PhD stuff, I'm not even going to have a proper day job normally. Like, I could, but oh boy. Because, like, again, in Latvia, first of all, editing is totally different. In Latvian journalism, you just send your article to the editor, and then the article gets published. Meanwhile, in the foreign policy magazine in the Western media, you get it like you did in school with all the underlines over there, and then you fix it yourself because it's your article, right? But in Latvia, I've had cases where basically I made one about the evils of multi-level marketing schemes, which the scammy ones who ruin people's lives. But my editor was in one, so she made me look very, very stupid, right? Just dumb. And also, if you want to know how much journalism in Latvia costs due to how, we're a small market, yeah, I get paid 70 euros per article. 70. And that's whether or not I go to Ukraine and report there, or I write about, I don't know, some dog show. I'm just very, very lucky that I can live in this country where I can actually live with my, I don't know, slightly less than 2,000 euros per month and take care of my family. It's pretty rough right now, so of course it's not as rough as in Ukraine, obviously. But yeah, it's gotten pretty, gotten me scared. But this is going to be done for this because I hate talking about this stuff. I hate even promoting my own Patreon. And I don't even know how to explain this properly, so sorry about this weird thing. Just, stop laughing. This is serious stuff.
Last comment.
Please don't. But basically, yeah. So that you know, I don't know how like people like Mr. Beast and other big guys who make millions and everything work. I'm never gonna do that. I actually in my very first episodes I tried to make a persona for myself, but that wouldn't work for me. I'm just me, and all I'm trying to do is make the best content that I can, and it's actually a good content. And also, I hate the idea of following all the proper rules of that stuff because I've seen so many lies being presented like as just politeness that just causes damage in the long run. I can't do it. I can only be a proper gonzo journalist that provides you the truth as much as I can and tries to be entertaining just to make your day better. After all, a lot of you are paying for this stuff. I mean, I better get you entertained as well. And the YouTube thing, well, I hope it gets me a bit more listeners. And my dream right now is to maybe start getting some ad revenue from this and then, because I feel bad every time I press charge Patreons for an episode, honestly, because I feel wrong about this. So that's it. Yeah, sadly, I do have a soul. It is just... It is what it is. I already feel horrible for even telling you all this stuff. But, yeah, I think that, I treat all of you as my friends. And not in a parasocial way. Because, for example, everyone who's visited me, everyone who's met me in real life, which there's been plenty of people, by the way. I meet every listener who visits Latvia. I've met Subtle Knife in real life too, by the way. I've met a bunch of people, and I am not joking when you guys, and I'm really glad that you can see me right now because this is just me doing my thing and trying to be, as best as I can. There is zero fakeness in all this mess, you see, and I think that's the important part, so that you at least can at all times know that when I say something, when I endorse something, that's actually what I mean. Even I can make mistakes, sure, but I for one, I already dread the idea about like when I'll be offered sponsors. I was offered sponsorship on my audio version. They guess what? I was offered $3,000 to read ads for Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, yeah. I said no. Why? Because, I know that I could have explained this to you, but that just felt disgusting. That felt awful and horrible. Right? So, I just want you guys to trust me that when I advertise something. By the way, I advertise every Latvian company that comes to me or a cool Latvian project just utterly for free, just because they're Latvian. Same applies for Lithuanians, Estonians, and people, people from my region, because I know the situation here and I want to help out these people. It's because I if I can manage, I need to help others manage too, and that's the weird part sometimes. And that's also the shitty part, because, and then someone someone leaves a review on iTunes saying that, oh, you make KGB money and everything. Yeah, I'm just angry. But yeah, I thought this was important to let you know, because I don't know, maybe someone's gonna check this out later, but I simply cannot push myself to talk about this on the show, and I really hate promoting my Patreon. So now I've spoken about this once, and we're good. I will never mention this again. Well, at least not for a while, unless the situation gets really, really horrible. But hopefully then we'll figure it out. But now, Rob, come over. Come to mir, comrade. Come to mir. We have been delaying this.
You've been delaying this.
I know.
I've been ready for it. Well, not
I know, but I really, really wanted to talk about this stuff because, again,
It's important.
that's the stuff that I feel awkward about. It's the same things like I'm very extroverted for Latvia, and I can I can do diplomacy, I can talk to people. What I can't do is I feel awkward when I have to go and return the product to the store. Right? That's the when it comes to money and haggling, I'm horrible. I can't do money stuff. I'm shit at monetizing.
That is painfully true.
Which is why this is the best monetization I can do. I already feel horrible that I can't fulfill the whole quota thing. I can't sell stuff. I mean. Shirts are nice, though. I'm told they're neat. Yeah, please go buy my shirts. I guess. I don't know.
All made by actual art.
No, we're we're trying to put on new stuff on them so that actually people care, because I don't know. Then again, I can no longer say I'm not listened by very rich people. I know that at least a single extremely rich person with yeah, I'm not even kidding you. A person who can just donate me 10,000. But well, yeah. Look, we bought a house, and that would be not a mansion in California like other guys do. A small house near the Russian border for 31,000 euros. Yeah. This is the thing that I was really worried about, because I don't want to come off as someone that's just I want to earn my stay, and I want to be there for you and not everything else. But yeah, okay. Now I'm gonna be blushing and everything, and I hope that at least you won't hate me for just being open about the situation. If you do decide to hate me, I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. But yeah, Rob, please read this some Kvachkov, because if I will have to read this, I will just cry. I do not want to cry.
Open up. I sent it to your fucking. It's in Google Docs.
Thank you, Trent. I also really sincerely hope that what I said on the discussion with Alex and Daniele. By the way, I'm going to put that on YouTube with Rob's comments too. The thing is that we have to just calm down a bit, and I know that you're all here and you're all reasonable people, so we can all I promise to treat you as human, and if I make some stupid mistake or whatever, I hope that you will treat me as human as well, not some sort of abstract randomness. That's all that I can ask. Oh no, this is the.
It's on the eastern border, not the
Yeah.
US.
Yeah, he already suffers. Then again, one of the good sides is that at least I've throughout my years when I utterly did not care about YouTube, at least I got like enough subscribers because apparently getting to over 1,000 subscribers is also really hard. So at least I got to skip that part. But we'll make it there. No, that. Which one is it?
That's the one. That's the one.
Oh,
It's literally called Pain 1.
it looked like a part of my script. Pain 1. Oh,
Yes.
I am not a very clever man. Okay, here you go.
Okay.
Have mousy. I'm a play Silk Song now. And yeah, by the way, you can by the way also I think what I'm gonna do is because I plan on sticking around for about like 2 more hours, and I think I actually expected you guys to ask me a bit more questions about the Ponyatia thing. However, I'm a click on a voice channel episode discussion on our Discord, and here is the invite button. Plop, plop. So if you have a mic and you want to ask me questions in my headphones, which also apparently people can hear because it's like audio stuff, then yeah, you can just plop in and be there because that might be easier. Because I sort of feel awkward like if I don't have a script in front of me and you're just being silent there. Yeah. Oh, he's being actually a very typical Latvian. This is the normal Latvian talkativeness. We're kind of like Finns in that way.
I don't talk if I don't have to talk. If I have nothing meaningful to say, then I say nothing. Well, I do say something if it is somehow making a big fun. That's always fun. All right. Give me a mouse.
Take the mouse
Thank you.
and put on the headphones. I don't want to hear you in double.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that means I could also regulate how my voice sounds. All right. Well, Pain. That's the title I gave this. Just Pain. From September 15th to September 27th, 1959, the first visit in the history of Soviet-American relations by the leader of the Communist Party of the Soviet...
This is a post by Vladimir Kvachkov, the spiritual leader who wrote the manifesto of the Russian world. He's an ex-KGB colonel. I dedicated the whole episode to him. It's called Exodus something something. I literally looked up the Bible verse that said, suffer not the witch to live. So.
Yes. Thank you for the context. And head of the Soviet government, even I can't language anymore. Nikita Khrushchev to the United States took place. On September 19th, at a breakfast held in this honor by the 20th Century Fox Film Studio, Khrushchev recalled his life in Tsarist Russia and compared it to life in the Soviet Union. I got married in 1914 at the age of 20. Since I had a good profession, a fitter, I was immediately able to rent an apartment. It had a living room, a kitchen, a bedroom, and a dining room. Years passed after the revolution. It pains me to think that I, a worker, lived much better than under the capitalism than workers lived under Soviet rule. We overthrew the monarchy, the bourgeoisie. We won our freedom, and people live worse than before. As a fitter in Donbass before the revolution, I earned 40 to 45 rubles a month. Black bread cost 2 kopecks per pound, 410 grams, and white bread was 5 kopecks. Pork fat cost 22 kopecks per pound, and an egg was 1 kopek. A good pair of boots cost 6, or at most 7 rubles. And after the revolution, earnings decreased, while prices rose significantly. Later, Khrushchev recalled, when I was doing party work in Moscow, I didn't even have half of that, although I held a high position in the socio-political sphere. Other people were even worse off than me. But we looked into the future, and our imagination in this regard had no limits. It inspired us, calling us forward to fight for the restructuring of life. Bless you. Now let's analyze this a bit. This means that even with his lowest salary of 40 rubles a month, a fitter in Donbass, in Tsarist Russia, could buy 2,000 pounds, or the equivalent of 820 kilograms of black, or 800 pounds, or 328 kilograms of white bread. 182 pounds.
No.
Yes.
Trick question. He couldn't buy either because the only bread in store was the weird sour. Like we call it sourdough, but it's not. It's like this gray little brick-looking thing. Huh? White bread in the stores at that time? You kidding me? Could that's the whole idea. Another thing which these guys. I need to comment on this because these idiots think that just because they had the money. Like the traditional saying is. We had the money to buy everything according to the official prices, but nothing was in stores. That's how it was. Of course, that's rationality and reason, which I'm now using now. Oh, foolish me. I'll better go back to playing this thing.
I'm infecting him. 182 pounds, or 74.6 kilograms of pork fat. And it's scary to imagine 400 kilograms of black or 11 kilograms of white bread. 2.5 kilograms of pork fat and 133 chicken eggs every single day. You couldn't possibly eat that much. Your face would burst. Now it's clear what the revolutionary comrades Artyom were fighting against. The threat of workers dying from overeating and obesity. Looking at Khrushchev's fate, the threat of bursting had already become real by that time, and his strong desire to catch up with and overtake America in the production of butter, milk, and meat per capita is understandable. The godless soul just wanted to eat. This was the essence of Khrushchev's communism. What about Stalin's new Soviet man? Head to Moscow for sausage. Of course, in Tsarist times, not all of working Russia lived as fitters in Donbass or other workers did, let alone peasants. Although even among them, it was noted, those who worked well lived well. The main reason for the occasional famine years of that time was the farming in a zone of unstable and risky agriculture over most of the Russian territory. Tsarist Russia collapsed, not for material and economic reasons. It collapsed after losing its orthodox spiritual faith in state justice. For the same reason, the Soviet Union also collapsed. It lost faith in communist utopia and lost the spiritual meaning of life. In the first case, the main reason for the collapse was the church, which had lost its moral militancy. In the second, it was the morally atrophied Communist Party. Now, I'm reminded of the Khrushchev era, especially the fantastical party posters everywhere on the main streets with the slogan, "The party solemnly proclaims the current generation of Soviet people will live under communism." And where is this party? In the same place as communism. They successfully moved it to the State Duma. We do not need to return to either the Russian Empire or the Soviet Union. We need to take the best from all of our imperial and Soviet history and move forward with it into a future Russian Orthodox Soviet Russia. How? The answers are in the ideology of Russian Christian socialism, outlined in, I don't know his full name, but Kvachkov? Vladimir Kvachkov.
Don't worry about it.
Outlined in Vladimir Kvachkov's book, Manifesto of the Russian World.
Also, take note that book still costs ridiculous amounts of money. Like stupid amounts of money. That was like, 150 euros? Or something like that.
That is way too expensive.
Yeah, like seriously super expensive. Oh, and we have Philip on Discord voice chat too. Hello, Philip. Let me just put on the headphones. Well, and then and then you kind of turn on to this stuff and like this is the basic idea. See, these guys are Vladimir Vasilyevich. Yeah. The problem is that that was another thing that separates us here in the Baltics from a bunch of people, from all the people in Russia culturally, because we don't use patronymics here, and that's a thing which leaves many people confused, because that was a Soviet thing. Like one thing that also, if you remember, you definitely watched Chernobyl, and over there everyone just says comrade all the time. Yeah, that's not a joke. They all actually did. It's either name patronymic or comrade, and then your surname. and surnames are used way less than patronymics. All this weird mess. But yeah, this dude is just something else. One of the weirdest people I've ever encountered, because, you know, why do we live? Patronymics is just you add a little sound to the. It's the name of your father, literally. Like, if my dad's name was Gundar, so my patronymic is Gundarovich. Nah, you're okay. I'm just reading comments because Rob just asked if it sounded real bad. Tradition. Tradition, what people use, because people didn't have surnames. Remember, let me check. End of serfdom in the Russian Empire.
The question is where?
And I'm talking about Russia itself.
Oh, there's, okay.
Oh yeah, cool. Serfdom was abolished in 1861. That's when people started getting surnames. Previously, you only were assigned that stuff, right? So they were just much older. Like we got it here, I think in 1848 or something. That's when it got abolished here in Latvia.
It's not 1848.
Or approximately.
Remember that every single government did it differently.
Yeah, well,
Latvia did it last.
we had our own.
Well,
Because it was a different thing then, because again, different government and everything.
Yeah.
It's just it wasn't all over the place. Which by the way also should explain to you why we all switched to metric here. Another little factoid for you. Look, we didn't have you guys know it as the imperial system, right? But if you would be in Europe at the same time period, you'd have to ask, okay, but which one? Because every empire, Austria-Hungary, Germany, France, all over the place, everyone had their own imperial system with their own version of inch, foot, and everything. There was no single imperial system. Did not exist. Which basically means that, it was just such a mess that, well, obviously everyone just chose to switch to metric because it made sense. Otherwise, well, you're just sort of used in America to just stick to that system. And, like, you can get used to this. I really just couldn't understand the fact that, you know, all the other, those various ounces and such. But I learned quite a lot of it pretty easily. Conversion rate is the worst with Fahrenheits, and I don't understand how you guys do all the fractional inches and everything, but yeah. I just believe that our metric system makes more sense. The thing is, I've also noticed that a lot of people from the United States think that we pronounce, like, that if I'm, say, that we pronounce every word fully. Like, I am 183 centimeters tall, but I would never say that. What you would say actually is like, I don't know, 183 at best. Yeah, you don't even say you never pronounce the term meter or something. You don't need to. Everyone just understands if you're talking about your own height, it must be meters. If you're talking about, I don't know, some blueprint, then it must be millimeters. Just that no one says the measurements, the measurement thing out loud anyways. And apparently, I know that has confused a bunch of people from the United States, because again, I bet their only encounter with the metric system, for those of you, for those of the, forgot how language. Yeah, exactly the same thing. But for some reason, a bunch of people in the United States presume that we do the system here by telling the whole thing. Because again, it's 180 because it's two different measurement systems or something. I don't know. I've heard that argument a lot. Liquor is metric, I suppose, except that US, yeah, it's not even like proper imperial. It's the what was this? The British thing. Because I was stunned when I found out that Canadian pint is, you know, smaller than the United States pint. weirdly enough, we over here also now measure beer in pints because that allows us to buy larger beer bottles. This, by the way, is the standard size of a beer bottle. That's half a liter. That's slightly larger than the American pint. That's our default one. Only soda comes in 0.3 sized bottles. Soda and I think really hard liquor. Can. A container of my liquid. Liquor and soda, yeah. The worst part, I know that the United States pint is 473 millimeters. But like, United States didn't even got me as weirded out as when I visited Canada for the first time. Because apparently I was not asked one, but two identification documents to purchase. I think I was purchasing snus then or whatever, but it was in a liquor store. So they needed two IDs, and I'm like, I just got into your country with my passport. Is like that not the thing? It was good enough for your border service. And that just felt weird. I always treat gallon as basically being 4 liters, which I know it's not, but it basically is about that. That is sort of easier for me because again, all this liquid stuff and weirder measurements. But then I have seen 10/5 of like 10 to the 5th divided by 64 parts of an inch, which just made me scared. To be honest, I'm gonna have to look up. I only know the weight measurement systems that we used here, and like the larger ones that we used here before metric. I'm not even sure I know all of them. Live and traditional ones also were weird because I probably wouldn't even be able to tell you those things. Because this is also just kind of weird when a lot of people speak about, at least on the Discord, a lot of people have been talking about how that system Americans use is more like body-centered. However, well, I cannot even imagine measuring stuff in body parts. It does not feel like a necessity at all to anyone else, really. So 2-liter bottles. Yeah, that's a whole mess. By barrel. True. Absolutely true. 100%. I agree with the fact that measuring by barrel. Then again, why barrel? I mean, you can also measure stuff by this cistern. How do you call the thing where the thing they use on trains to carry around oil and other liquids? Is that called a cistern in English too? Cistern. Tank, right. I am bad at language today. Sorry. But you can measure it by that as well. I actually have to figure out. I'm just trying, by the way, to remember a YouTube video that I really wanted to show you, because I promised that one in my previous stream where I was talking about how a lot of Russian opposition people misunderstand the West, and not just America, Western Europe too, but I can't figure out the name. So once I'll do that, we're going to watch that together. Not Yurievich. I promise you I will not torture you with Yurievich today. Some other day, definitely, but not today. You are safe with me here.
For now.
Well, that's the... Robert, how do they call those big things which carry liquids on trains? In English.
In English?
In Latvian, it's cistern.
Yeah.
The big tank, like the big pipe-looking thing.
No. Yeah,
It's a tank?
it's a tank. Yeah.
It's a tank.
Yeah, a liquid tank.
All right. Well, at least the more I know. Like,
You know what's even better than a tank?
what?
A tanker.
Oh no. Oh no, but why? Why is this happening to me? Now, this is also like peanuts and small things, because when I started out, I learned English by reading it, and a lot of words that I used in my early episodes, I just pronounced them as I had never heard them being pronounced. I've only read them, And so it took me a long while to learn that the word kernel is pronounced with a, like it is, since there are no R's in that word. I pronounced it colonel for insane amounts of time. This is why it sort of makes no sense. Like, the English language is not as clear cut as it seems sometimes. Message retracted. Okay, I didn't see something. Oh, French loanwords. Yay! See, this is the thing. Latvia and Lithuanian, our Baltic language group, we have the least loanwords out of all the countries. Basically, naturally, we're like super old. We have more in common with the Proto-Indo-European. Like we have more in common with Sanskrit than we have with Latin. More Lithuanian. We're more Germanized in Latvia. But yeah, we're like super close to how it actually was in those old languages. Because again, we were just sitting around here on our own, being, our own tribal little society up until the Northern Crusades. So we got everything way later than everyone. There was a bit of a lag there. I want to find that video so that I can show you the stuff, but which one was it?
Культурные стереотипы устроены так.
I know it was one from Maxim Katz, but I need to find it because he explained. Then not the New York Mayor one. I showed that one previously, but it was important. Or maybe because I want to go to sleep soon, but I want to show you one more video. But I have other ideas. We can go through war fronts and I can show you where they make mistakes. But I kind of don't want to diss on other content creators. It's pretty hard. Except a bunch of them are quite nasty. But what else could be actually meaningful? To catastrophes, airplane. Oh, no, that won't work. I'm gonna. Can I switch my account to my user account while I'm doing this? Oh my. Apparently I just got a comment on my latest episode, the podcast episode, stating that stop the Imperial units, please. I'm gonna respond. Sorry. But sorry, on my audio form content, which is on podcasting apps, about 80% of my audience is from the USA. I kind of have to do the Imperial units too. There, responded to a comment. Yeah, but can I would like to switch over to my private account. Here we go. And now we can find, oh no, I can check on my own stream, which is horrible. I don't want to do that. There's gonna be lags. Let me see. Nordisk, which one was that? Because again, I've been working so hard that I had one video for you where, like, there was a video about how much Russian opposition actually, they think they are super Western, understand the United States and Western Europe a lot, but they make mistakes. Khodorkovsky actually does understand Western Europe somewhat, but also not by a huge margin. Economy, American cities, no. Let me just check which was the Navalny's team. Yeah, Navalny's channel used to be just Navalny Live, but now not much of that goes on there. Let me see. Roskomnadzor are breaking the internet. No, that's fine. Putin FSB. Ryazan Sugar, though, that's a good one. Patrushev, spies, show business. Electronic things. Yeah, they also spend insane amounts of time just arguing amongst themselves a lot. It's stupid. But that's how it operates to them. Who killed Boris Nemtsov? Conspiracies. Someone's yelling outside of my window. Kadyrov's army. Oh, wait.
Дамы и господа, леди и джентльмены, братья и сестры.
Okay, this is not what I wanted to show you, but this is something that I want you to check out. Okay, and we're gonna watch this, and then I'm gonna go sleep. This is from the forum of Yulia Navalnaya, from Navalny's wife, using the whole foundation of basically, you know, using Navalny's name to do things. We're gonna be watching their vision of how Russia is gonna look like without Putin. The problem is that, you know, I can't really show here how they think, but like this is their beautiful Russia of the future. Now, knowing all the Vatniks and their ideology and the average person running those things, yeah, this is the reason. I haven't watched this video though. Rob, you should probably watch it too, by the way.
Wait,
After that, we're gonna go to sleep. Sure. And this is Team Navalny's foundation of fighting against corruption plan for the future of Russia. They will automatically presume that they'll take control over Russia just by arriving there, just because, you know, they were in exile and they were better than everyone else. Yeah, I have the hot channel. Yuri Navalny. Rob's gonna come back. It is loud. I'll turn it down. This is that idea of future of Russia, and well, if you listened to my show previously, or even just a couple of episodes, you'll probably understand why their view of nice Russia future is doomed to fail, because we're gonna have a lot of sad entertainment when they're gonna come back and pretend that they have any real political influence left in the country. Again, it's just like.
Товарищи, здравствуйте. Тот самый форум, который так долго.
Wait, what? Oh, no, it messed up for some reason. Because that's the problem here. These liberal opposition people, they are truly, well, sometimes they are very pretentious. They're extremely smug, way more smug than, I don't know, like, look, there's this stereotype about like Ivy League people and all this stuff, you know, Harvard elites, whatever. These guys are smugger than that by far. Like every time someone in Russia tries to go and teach people about democracy and liberalism, it is always done from the position of, look at me, I've had a Western education. Like they always do it through the position of how much better they are than everyone else, like, and blatantly and annoyingly so, to the point that it really hurts their own efforts. And it's not an exaggeration. Like this is the biggest thing that everyone complains about. Everyone who's trying to analyze that place, because every person who tries to do some actual good, they can't just do something nice. You just have to, at least so far. There are decent good people among them, but by and large, the Russian oppositional struggles are, well, one of the most awkward things on the planet. But yeah, let us go watch this now. And yeah, you're seeing this. If it's too loud, just type it in the comments here. I will make it more quiet.
долго ждали. Он наконец-то случился. Тот самый спикер, которого так хотели увидеть на сцене.
Yeah,
Он
a bit
на
too loud.
сцену вышел. Добро пожаловать на наш форум. Как известно, чем меньше аудитория, тем эксклюзивней рассказ, тем важнее эта речь. В этом плане моя речь, пожалуй, самая великая и самая проникновенная. И ее не слышит, ну, практически никто, кроме тех, кто настраивает камеру. А все потому, что до форума осталось еще где-то час. И гости толпятся
I
там
moved
на
myself
входе.
in the upper
Мы сказали,
corner
что
so
сейчас там очень
to
важное
not
мероприятие,
disturb
мы там
the
кое-что
subtitles.
делаем. Вы, пожалуйста, пока не заходите, пока они не раздолбали эту дверь, пойдемте дверь им откроем. Здравствуйте, Александра Гарможапова. Как же она хотела с нами пообщаться до безумия. Здравствуйте, Александра. Очень наслышан про вас, много говорят хорошего. Александра, что вы ждете от этого форума? Самый классический вопрос специально для вас.
Ну что мы обсудим, как построить прекрасную Россию будущего, а не прекрасную Москву будущего, тем более, что прекрасная Москва будущего уже построена.
И угадай, какое слово я сейчас скажу. Будет ли борьба с колониализмом на твоей секции?
Я выступаю в секции «Конституционная реформа», и поэтому мы будем обсуждать федерализм, муниципальную власть. И все хорошее. Было забавно, что изначально организаторы включили меня в группу «Социальная справедливость», учитывая мой гендер, учитывая мой этнос. Но я сказала, что вообще-то я магистр политологии и в прошлом политобозреватель.
Организаторы, да, говоришь, тебя включили?
Да.
Какие-то организаторы, да? Но
Поэтому, да, я
найдем.
сбежала из группы «Социальная справедливость».
И вы будете решать, как менять Конституцию?
Как сделать из Российской Федерации федерацию, как сделать регионы слышимыми, как сделать видимыми муниципальную власть и, соответственно, как вообще сделать так, чтобы Россия стала комфортной для регионов, а не только для москвичей.
На форуме много разных ухищрений, уловок, которые недоступны человеческому глазу. Мы вам сейчас покажем. Сейчас мы в комнате под названием «Молодые лидеры». Правда, сейчас работает сигнализация, потому что здесь совсем не молодой лидер, в смысле я. Закрываем дверь, и после этого она не открывается никак.
I don't know about you guys, but,
Потому
but
что
I
участники, они
don't
просто здесь
find this
собираются, они,
particularly
сидя за
working
этими
or
столами,
charismatic on
должны
the average
составить
Russian.
специальные рекомендации, вот эти самые молодые лидеры, и в первый день они сюда придут, и через какое-то время их выпустят, но только когда они это уже составят. А до этого времени, видите, уже не работает дверь. Как же им развлекаться, спросите вы, пока они составили специальные рекомендации несколько дней? Для этого тоже все предусмотрено. Вот книжечки лежат, нигде в магазине не найдете. Кстати, покупайте, эксклюзивная любопытная штука. Называется «Патриот». Книга Алексей Навальный, автор.
No, this is that idea of what
Сидите,
must be
читайте,
done
ставите
because
специальные
everyone does
рекомендации, и
this.
только после этого уже подходите к двери, на третий день говорите: выпусти нас, мы составили. Ну, вот так вот. Выпусти нас, мы составили специальные рекомендации. Вот. И после этого
I mean,
работает.
I'm sorry, but this
выходите,
feels super
быть на
fake.
свободу с чистой совестью. Что-то мы, друзья, все о мирском, о мирском. Давайте поговорим о высоком.
Yeah, this is nothing like their
the
Food and Spells video, but this is the same thing.
Здравствуйте, вы...
This is from their
как
Congress.
как он называется?
This is what they have become after Navalny's death.
Образование и антипропаганда.
Получается такой образовательный канал, но давайте он будет такой православный. Андрей, отец Андрей, почему бы просто взять и не анафему Путина объявить?
We're gonna see. I want to see Yulia Navalny's
Вы
speech, but yeah,
знаете, я сейчас, когда занимался этой темой, образованием, антипропагандой,
fun times, isn't
я
it?
смотрел на пример послевоенной Германии. И те люди, которые
No,
внесли
they are
эти
acting
перемены
in the
после войны,
way
когда она
that
была
they
разрушена,
presume
они поняли, что
Western
дело не
intellectuals
может
act.
быть ограничено просто
They're saying all the right words.
той идеологии, которая существовала. Они поняли, что перед ними стоит задача воспитания
Yeah.
новых людей, которые воспитаны в свободе, воспитаны в достоинстве, и просто тем, чтобы взять человека
The
и
problem is if you
растоптать,
go and
это
say
новое
them that,
поколение не
then they would
создается.
just
Эта новая элита не создается. Поэтому я
they
думаю,
would get
что
upset and
наша миссия
hit you
все-таки прежде всего,
and be angry at you.
она созидательная. Мы должны называть добро добром, зло
I mean,
злом.
Момент, когда нужно подложить драматическую музыку.
I mean,
Момент
that's the big issue.
саспенса,
The big issue here is that they
фурора
are.
и- О, это же Илья Яшин. Илья, с какими ожиданиями
They
ты
are
приехал
like,
на
look,
этот форум? Кому бы
they
ты
are
надел?
pretentious
Надеюсь, не будет
pricks,
погромов.
and like I said, they literally act like French. These guys. This is a Congress where they decide how they are gonna rule Russia after Putin
Ну ты
dies.
настроен на что? На то, чтобы спорить?
Their
кого-то
idea of
переспорить, или
how
наоборот,
and why
я
should
настроен
should
на
they
то,
get
чтобы
power,
спорить.
how they will do this, no idea.
Вот так. Целых. Рубрика
See,
10 слов.
they hold liberal
У других
ideas,
нету
and that
такого.
automatically makes them
Теперь
super
мы рядом с
smart.
Дудем. У нас интервью с Яшиным. И у Дудя интервью с Яшиным 1-1. У хорошего форума должно быть две важные черты.
That's because
Первое. Навевают ли там журналистам и дают ли там поесть.
The problem is that it's not enough to
Вторая
just
черта. Пришел ли
hold
туда кто-нибудь приехал. Не
good
так важно,
ideas.
как первое, но тем не менее тоже важно. И вот по этой
Also,
картинке
no,
вам
the
показалось, что
fact
никто не
that
пришел. А
no,
тем не менее...
the big issue here is that a lot of these, I know for a fact that a lot of these people just hold any democratic liberal ideas because it is associated with the elite of society. It is trendy to be liberal if you're a Moscow elite. That's how it works. Like, it makes you look smart.
Прекрасной России будущего. Что должно быть, чтобы там было все хорошо, и что не должно быть, чтобы не было так плохо, как сейчас.
Ну, я вообще надеюсь, что дождаться хотя бы ее в любом виде, пусть даже в самом приблизительном, потому что очень надоело жить
this is the big problem. This is why I don't believe, like, they believe they're gonna fix everything, and you know, once Putin dies, it's gonna turn into some sort of democracy. No, it won't. It won't. You are currently looking at the losing side of the upcoming civil war. They're gonna come over in Russia. They'll maybe take control of Moscow and St. Petersburg at best, and not even then guaranteed. And that's with the support of NATO. Everywhere else, nah, physically impossible. And the problem is that they're getting treated as actual, you know, as some sort of actual power holders. Because again, after Navalny's death, it's gotten to like horrible places. And this is Yulia Navalny.
Открытие нашего форума. Я здесь вижу
I mean, this is not how you orient things. This is a social gathering for liberals abroad.
Разных профессионалов, которые бросили все дела, приехали сюда и собираются потратить время, чтобы как-то помочь, чтобы сделать Россию
and not even actual liberalism, but like I can't really explain this, but you can get the vibe. You can understand the vibe that I'm talking about. Like. I'm very sorry. Yeah, this is exactly that. Like, and to me, every time I listen to this stuff, it's like, okay, that is Milov, the economist from their side. He's a good dude. But he's like probably the only one. Because otherwise, everyone else. Like, if I have to define a pretentious, smug asshole, then this would be it. It's like,
Я ознакомливался с предварительным списком вопросов, сколько должно быть баллов по ЕГЭ, о чем говорить на разговорах, о важном, можно ли двигать на переменке.
And the problem is that with the culture of politeness and how diplomacy is done and all that nonsense, right? With all that mess, like, they get treated like actual future leaders of the thing. Other thing is that when I spoke with some people who were basically also involved in this, included like the diplomacy parts, you know. A lot of people who had presented as leaders in the West, as future Russian leaders, like, no one knows about them here at all. Like Garry Kasparov, no one in Russia bothers about Garry Kasparov at all. No, man, like, actually, the most realistic person who could do something is Khodorkovsky. The only one. There's no other option. I don't see any.
Экономические реформы. Они обсуждают, ну там Милов, Николопов,
Сонин. You know what this reminds me? This reminds me. They are so smarter than you. They have to explain everything to you as if you were a 5-year-old kid, because they of course are there to enlighten everyone who's like their audience. Yeah, and make.
Ну, тут конституционная реформа от Александра Гарможапова и другие товарищи. А здесь судебная реформа и иллюстрация. Но здесь надо быть аккуратным, потому что чуть-чуть будем говорить, в этот список иллюстраций поберем, поэтому отойдем отсюда. Вот. И так они обсуждают, а потом все выйдут из своих комнат, и уже будет решение практически готовое конституция.
They just also don't work with journalists from Baltics at all.
Мирно это все решают? Или
they're far too superior for that too.
По-быстрому, чем быстрее поговорим, тем быстрее все. У вас секция называется «Молодящиеся лидеры», да?
And it's just
Совершенно верно.
And for example, the Maxim Katz, like, these guys have the lowest Patreon tier at $50. He's like, you know, everyone who's a liberal person in Russia is very wealthy. And so that's Michael Nike, by the way, is actually a decent guy. I don't know what he's doing here, because he's legitimately a decent person. Well, okay, his wife is in the whole team thing, and he used to work for Echo Moskvy, but he doesn't. he does not belong here.
Соня Жукова и Михаил Самин.
I mean, he's a public.
Блестяще.
Yeah,
говорят, 2 экономиста, 3 мнения и 4 прогноза на курс валют. Как у вас-то были
so like
обсуждения?
Michael Nike, at least, you know,
Схлестнулись,
I can tell by his face that he's
На
there
самом деле
to
были
provide
разные
some
мнения.
public
В конце
image to
концов,
all
мы
this
пришли
mess.
к консенсусу, мы собрали точки
Oh, look,
зрения
yeah, but
о
they
том,
solved
что
the
нужно
constitutional
делать, и кто за
issue.
это должен заплатить. И в конце концов нам показалось, что
That's all good that you've discovered all those nice things about what to do and who must pay for it. But like, how are you going to make them pay for it?
Я не про банкет на форуме, а вообще.
На самом деле оказалось, что в российской экономике есть много скрытых ресурсов и источников финансирования, и денег хватит
Like,
на всё, и на то, чтобы, как говорил Алексей Навальный в своих 15 пунктах, возместить ущерб Украине,
Putin's Russia is fucked.
компенсировать ущерб,
It cannot last.
нанесенный
It's just
Владимиром Путиным
like
и его
in every
армией,
possible way,
и
just
на то,
too
чтобы
corrupt
остановить
and just
Россию
no, it will not last.
этой войны.
But these
И,
guys,
на то,
they're not
чтобы
going to solve anything.
капитал, сделать Россию
There is no future for these guys' arguments.
страной с более
They,
низким уровнем неравенства.
any reform is gone. This is why I'm so convinced about a civil war incoming, because like,
Как впечатление?
I-
Они там ругаются, но приходится разнимать их или нет?
Разнимать не приходится, потому что это одна и та же группа.
the thing is,
возможно,
interestingly
когда
enough, you
они
can compare and
соединятся,
contrast this to
потому
actual
что сейчас,
Belarusian
хороший
opposition, who
пример.
are doing
Вчера
things.
тоже,
They are planning and
виделся,
coordinating
с
with the
экономистами
people who
Владимира
are now in
Нужно
Ukraine,
пойти,
and they're going to form like actual
к юристам,
units,
которые
military
занимаются
units of
конституционной реформой.
people who
А
want to
сегодня,
resist
когда
Lukashenko.
я сидела с
They have planned for military action.
конституционной,
I
группой
helped smuggle
конституционной реформы.
into the country 400
И
Flipper
проходит
Zeros
самый
so that
вопрос,
they can do
когда
electronic
главное, этим
warfare.
не разбираться, с
Yeah,
этим разбираться не
that's
будем,
that's real
а этим
preparation to
наверняка
overthrow
займутся
someone.
экономисты.
Also, like I like the fact that they have never yet explained how you know how actually Putin's going to go away. This is the planning for when the Putin's going to go away. But they instantly, you know, and like, and what if the person who like overthrows Putin? What if they have other plans? What if they're like not exactly a liberal person? What if it's Yurievich and he's like Girkin malicious? What then?
Презентация не выступит прямо сейчас. Начнется все с презентации судебная реформа, иллюстрации и...
And goes away and never wants to do politics ever again. No, but see, that's the whole big problem. I've understood that, you know, people in the academia, they have to, and in diplomacy, they have to treat everyone like everyone's like rational and like best possible option. No, not going to happen.
Наконец-то вышли с пакетом
Things sometimes are just
предложений
well
и
bad
в формате
and
презентации показывают их со сцены. И вот сейчас
Also, like,
Александр Помазуев.
have you ever seen any serious Congress being reported on like
Он рассказывает про
this?
конституционную реформу. Из основного важного, они
You know,
говорят,
you know what he's doing? I can explain to you exactly what he's doing.
сразу удаляем.
He's
и
seen a
создаем
lot of
нового.
late night
И вот
shows.
из простого аплодисмента Александра
And he
Помазуева,
wants to be a late night show host.
нашего любимого,
You
например,
know, like John
федерального
Oliver
шефства, необходимый институт, строящийся вокруг палаты
Jimmy
регионов.
Kimmel.
Все просто очень доступно и
And
понятненько.
but the problem is,
Александр
he has to
выступил,
report at a
и
conference.
сразу
But
после
that's not a
этого
late
все
show. But
расходятся,
that
а
he wants to be a
потом
late night
будут
show host, and
презентации,
those are
новые
cool.
реформы, новые
So like,
программы,
this is an interpretation. All cool hosts act like late night show hosts.
За моей спиной совершенно
Therefore, he will do the
колоссальный
same thing.
состав, вернее, кусочек этого самого состава. Люди, которые будут создавать прекрасную Россию будущего, реформы.
But the problem is that this is their eclectic, weird misunderstanding of West. I think this kind of shows, yeah, this is a good video.
Можно сказать, что это
Hadn't shown
подсознательно
this one to you.
России будущего, сказали бы мы, но есть не только отцы,
Wonderful
есть
Russia of the
еще
future.
матери. Основательница этого всего, если
It'll
повезет, мы
come any day.
сейчас с одной из них поговорим. Анна, можно с вами немножко поговорить?
See, that's the
Yes,
whole
наконец-то
problem.
начался этот момент. Говорят, у вас была секция социальной справедливости.
The problem is Putin's system also cannot last. And the alternative to these guys.
гендерного равенства, но я делаю все возможное, не
Oh.
только я. У нас есть
Look,
вопросы большие на
dear
этот
lady,
счет.
I understand that gender equality is like really awesome in places and an active problem in countries which you've like read at least 2 magazines about. But maybe gender equality at this given moment in time.
Половина населения нашей планеты.
Look,
И
this
женщин в политике очень
I
много.
cannot explain how stupid this is. then by saying that they have serious discussions about how to ensure gender equality in the future of Russia where Putin is dead, before ensuring anything else about it. It's exactly that stupid.
Надо это все в Конституцию вообще в принципе вписывать, вот, что женщин должно быть там.
See, that's the thing. See, that's the problem.
В Конституцию нет, поскольку квота является
But you know,
временным.
if you look at all the reporting that's done in a lot of cases
как
about
в нынешней
military
Конституции, так
subjects
в
to
любой
this,
другой должно быть
a lot
прописано
of people in academia also like to pretend that
Ну и не секрет, что уже
war
немножко
can be
замылился
won
глаз,
without,
конечно,
you know,
по
without
итогам
anyone
этого всего.
losing
Вот
their
как раз
lives,
смотрю,
without blood being
стоит
spilled and all
вдали
this
Зыгорь,
stuff.
или не Зыгорь.
I mean,
сложно
analysis
изучить,
is
поэтому
great.
подойдем поближе.
Like I said, I
Всё-таки
like
спросим
William's panel.
о происходящем.
But you cannot just
Михаил.
reduce everything to simply lines
Сори,
of math.
товарищи.
It doesn't work that
Важная
way.
работа.
Oh yeah, they
У
also
вас
use
была
English
секция
words.
образования и
They can't
контрпропаганда.
speak English.
Потому что
Things,
многие путали, и в кулуарах называют пропагандой.
Unlike me here,
Что
they
должно быть в
can't
образовании?
speak
Чего
English.
первым делом из образования вы бы
This is,
убрали
specifically
или, не дай
done
бог,
for
этому
purely
приблизиться
style
к системе
reasons.
образования прекрасной России будущего, на мой взгляд?
Я про другое
No, no,
скажу.
among them,
Он
like,
был самый
and I
смешной
know that they
У
can't
нас
speak in
был,
English because I know Maxim,
самый
because
смешной
I know
момент,
that even Vladimir Milov,
когда
who
мы
has the best English
обсуждали
knowledge skills among all of them, is,
либерализацию образования,
well,
про
he
выборы
speaks as if,
ректоров
you know, he would be
и
like
про
ninth grade or
выборы
something.
директоров
He's a very smart man.
школ.
It's just that back in those days you could live without English language, which is again a problem with Western media because if you don't publish in English, then they just disregard you, which is also an issue. But you know,
в завершающий момент
yeah, but the problem is that again miscommunication, and this is a misinformation because in a lot of cases in Western media, especially in academia, and mostly Western media, if you publish in English, then you are automatically considered better source and smarter than someone who doesn't.
Не-не-не, давайте подумайте еще раз.
Doesn't matter. Like the same Igor Lipsitz person who's like awesome and truly great. Yeah, no one cares because he decided that he's going to work. He learned Spanish and Italian and you know, Russian and German instead, but not English because in the Soviet era it wasn't as necessary. So, you know, he publishes in 4 languages, but not English.
Диктатуру и авторитаризм, но в целом все будет хорошо.
Life is not always beautiful and nice.
Мне так устали руки за эти дни.
Who would have known?
Дмитрий, как вам форум?
Безумно интересно. А уж как кормят, так будь здоров.
Вы участвовали в секции «Молодящиеся лидеры»?
Мне уже поздно, мне 37.
Понимаю.
А вот вы молодой начинающий политик.
Я уже тоже молодящийся лидер.
Subtle life. It's not stupid to have a coherent platform for the future.
Я не очень понял, честно говоря, почему меня
But the problem is that they do not have a coherent. I don't call it they have a coherent
Я
platform.
там был единственный человек без юридического
I
образования,
mean,
но я там был
look,
единственный человек,
their ideas are okay,
опыт тюремного заключения. Поэтому
See,
я немножко
how do I put
принес
this?
такого практического понимания в работу.
Oh, Karamurza?
Было полезно.
He probably was arguing with these guys because they have a lot of internal struggles. Coherent platform, in my eyes, includes at least some form of actually achieving the end goal.
Мне кажется, всем интересно, и как-то
Instead of what needs to be done. And because and if you're saying if you're going to argue, but they're trying to do this now, well, they're out of Russia. They lack information about Russia's finances and the situation there. They're basically performing plans for a non-existent country, for a situation that is just.
Как вам эта идея?
Мне пенсия не нужна. Я все-таки,
конечно, уже
молодой лидер, но пока обойдусь без пенсии.
Хорошо. Я Яшин, честный человек без пенсии. Перечитайте нам.
Yeah, and Saddle, there's this mistake that they're not making this coherent plan just because they would totally want to, you know, fight for their ideals. They're making a coherent plan because they want to show off to the Euro Parliament people that they are actually liberals. They're like, look, we have liberal ideals too. Totally, all of us. We're the good guys here. It is. I'm not even joking. This is for a large part. This is large part just showing off. Might sound cynical to you, but I'm not even joking.
Что с ними? Мы должны предпринять максимум усилий, чтобы как только откроется окно возможностей, демократические настоящие профсоюзы, через которые наемные работники борются за свои права и интересы.
Yeah, that was a literal skip. Whenever there will be a window of opportunities, and then we'll switch
даже на уровне всей страны, потому что права наемных работников, они, в общем, там многие федеральные вещи, как бы в них
The problem is, as they're saying these things now, this is how they're going to go inside of Russia and try to sell their ideas to the general public too. Now, I wonder how well that's gonna go. Yeah, it's probably gonna go extremely awesome. They're gonna get all the votes.
not only are they going to get all the votes, they get 90%.
Хочу сказать вам всем большое
By the way, the biggest
спасибо.
issue is that
Давайте еще собираться. Мне
why this is
кажется,
dangerous,
что
why we're
получилось
just being so
классно,
cynical,
продуктивно.
it's
И в
because in a
следующий
lot
раз
of
мы
that media,
посмотрим то, что
what they're
в этот
making,
раз вы отложили в сторону.
this is
Спасибо
how
вам
they
большое,
also
что
think
приехали,
everyone in the EU thinks
поработали.
like.
Для меня это очень
They
важно.
only
Мне
see this
показалось,
part
что
of
для
what
вас
the
это
EU
тоже очень важно.
does,
Спасибо.
so they genuinely think that this whole act, as they're acting right now, that this is all the planning that the EU actually does. At least the vast majority of their supporters. It's a mess and a complex process. The big issue is that there's a bunch of good people out there as well. You know, Russia is too vast and too huge, and there's like people of every ethnicity there. And there are good people and bad people everywhere. But there's gonna be a lot of work, and we're gonna see a lot of terrorist issues coming over here as well. And that's after the war ends, and then Belarus is gonna spark up. This decade is gonna be pretty horrible for our region. That's the reality. And it's not going to get, things are not going to get boring anytime soon. But yeah. It's getting close to 2 a.m. here. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sticking around. And, well, I'm going to... Next episode... Again, I can't make a Vatnik episode about Estonia because there is no Vatnik news. As soon as I'll find some... I have to call up my own contacts. But I like using anonymous contacts less than apparently Bloomberg. But once I'll get more info, I'll do this next proper big podcast episode is going to be about Roman Alyoshin and that whole scandal of Vatnik sphere, which really hurts their armies. But I'll be trying to make more of this stuff about the prison culture because I really wanted to give it proper treatment. And also, if there are no streams for a while, then that means I'm in field and it's a mess with tech. So yeah, it was nice having you here. And again, you can totally disagree with me on a bunch of issues. Like, I'm not gonna be angry at you. Actually, improve the show by actually listening to all the criticisms. This is who I am, and I hope that, at least you know that when I'm saying something, I mean this, and it really matters to me to be honest towards you, especially when I'm stressing myself out. Because, bad emails also come sometimes, and bad messages in the spam folder and all that mess. But yeah. До свидания, товарищи. I'm gonna check the chat now. And happiness is mandatory.